Chapter 981. Zhao Ping said sarcastically, "Some people are really shameless. How dare they ask others to send them off? It's as if someone owes them something. It's not like our family is working for others for free." Su Dashan felt uncomfortable when he heard that. He tugged at Liang Jinfin and said, "Lady's mother, forget it. Let's walk back on our own. Don't trouble Yun. Mother, they have legs. Let's walk on our own. We don't want to be scolded by others." Su Lady tugged at Liang Jinfin. Regarding the attitude of Zhao Yun'er's family, Su Lady felt that Zhao Yun'er's family looked down on their family, so he was somewhat angry. Liang Jinfin nodded reluctantly. But it was not like before where they could gain many benefits. What goes around comes around. Big sister will leave now. We'll come back on Ping'er's wedding day. Liang Jinfin said. Okay. Second sister, brother-in-law, and lady's daughter, be careful on the road. But hypocrite. After Liang Jinfin and his family left, the house became much quieter. The men also went to work, leaving only Zhao Yun, Zhao Ping'er, and Liang Jinxiao. Zhao Ping'er couldn't wait to ask Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, where's my wedding dress? Did you bring it back for me?" Liang Jinxiao nodded hurriedly. I brought it back. Fortunately, she remembered to bring it back. Otherwise, her eldest daughter would definitely make a fuss again. It's good that you brought it back. Mother, give it to me. I want to try it on. Zhao Ping'er shouted. Liang Jinxiao had no choice but to take out the wedding dress. There was no harm in Zhao Ping'er trying it on. She wanted to see how it looked after she put it on. Well, let's give it a try. Zhao Ping'er saw the bright red dress. It was really beautiful. Under normal circumstances, it was impossible to wear such beautiful clothes. Thinking that most people don't have such a wedding dress, but she has one, Zhao Ping'er felt even more happy. There were no other men in the house, so Zhao Ping'er couldn't wait to take off her clothes and put on her wedding dress. The bright red clothes were very dazzling. It was indeed different from ordinary clothes made of coarse cloth. Mother, look at me. Do I look good in it? Liang Jinxiao sized her up and smiled at Zhao Ping. You look good, Ping'er. You look good in anything. Hearing Liang Jinxiao's praise, Zhao Ping'er's cheeks turned slightly red. Hee, then if I wear this wedding dress, will Big Brother Yuan like me when he sees me like this? Facing Zhao Ping'er's expectant face, Liang Jinxiao really couldn't bear to tell the truth. Zhao Ping'er looked good in this dress, but that was only in terms of the dress. As for Zhao Ping'er's face, forget it. He couldn't even bear to look at it directly. However, in order to not make Zhao Ping'er sad, Liang Jinxiao definitely wouldn't mention Zhao Ping'er's face. Of course he will like it. How can he not like it when you look so good? Hee, mother, I think so too. As long as Big Brother Yuan likes it, it's fine. But Zhao Ping'er frowned and moved up and down. Liang Jinxiao asked curiously, but what's wrong, Ping? But mother, my body feels so tight. It's a little uncomfortable. Is that so? Liang Jinxiao's brows twitched. It's true. Zhao Ping'er nodded heavily and replied. Chapter 982. Zhao Ping'er frowned and said in a low voice, Mom, it seems like the clothes are really tight and don't fit. Did the tailor's shop make a mistake? Liang Jinxiao pondered for a moment and said, Ping'er, it can't be, right? You went there personally and the tailor made the clothes for you. This shop has a good reputation, so it's impossible for them to make a mistake with such a small thing, right? Zhao Ping'er pouted and said, Then why? Mom, it's because it doesn't fit. It's too tight and it feels a little tight. Liang Jinxiao could only ask, Ping'er, why don't we bring it back to the shop tomorrow and tell them that it doesn't fit and ask them to change it? Mom, my marriage is coming soon. How will I have the time to change it? I don't want to be unable to get my clothes back when I get married, Zhao Ping'er complained a little dejectedly. Liang Jinxiao nodded and felt that Zhao Ping'er was right. It would definitely take a long time to change it. After all, they were not the only business in the shop. Zhao Yun's mouth twitched for a moment and she couldn't help but say, Sister Ping'er, actually, you can't blame others. It's not that they did anything wrong or that the clothes didn't fit you. Zhao Yun deliberately stopped herself from saying the rest of her sentence. If she said it out loud, she was afraid that Zhao Ping would fly into a rage. Zhao Ping asked very unhappily. But what? Zhao Yun if you have something to say, just say it. Don't dilly-dally. Zhao Yun smiled and said, Sister Ping I can say it, but I'm afraid that you'll be angry. If you're not angry after I say it, then I'll say it. Zhao Ping rolled her eyes. She felt that Zhao Yun definitely wouldn't say anything good, but she couldn't help but be curious. Say it, I won't be angry. Zhao Ping pouted and said. Actually, Sister Ping, you've gained weight recently and it doesn't match your previous body shape. That's why the clothes they made you feel that they're a little tight. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Liang Jinxiao stared at Zhao Ping and felt that it was indeed the case. Previously, Zhao Ping's face was swollen. Zhao Ping's because she was slapped by Zhao Yun. Now, looking at Zhao Ping's body had also gained a lot of hisses. She's body shape. Actually, this was understandable. Recently, she had been eating meat every day, and every meal was a meal with oil. Zhao Ping ate so much every meal, but she didn't exercise much. It was also very difficult for her not to gain weight even if she didn't want to. Zhao Ping asked unhappily, Mom, have I gained weight? Liang Jinxiao nodded. Yes, you've gained weight. But Ping, it's good to gain weight. What's so good about not having any meat at all? But you'll look ugly if you gain weight. Big Brother Yuan said that he doesn't like girls who are too fat. Zhao Ping was very vexed and didn't know what to do. She really didn't realize that she had actually gained weight. Zhao Ping reached out and touched her body. There was indeed a layer of meat. No wonder the clothes would be tight when she wore them. Speaking of which, it was her own fault. It wasn't the shop owner's fault. Sister Ping, since you know that brother-in-law doesn't like fat people, then you should eat less in the future. Alright, eating meat is the easiest to gain weight. Don't eat our family's meat in the future. Just bear with it for a period of time and you'll be fine. Alright, you can also often do farm work and exercise. This will help you lose weight. Zhao Yun suggested with a hint of ridicule in her voice. Chapter 983. Zhao Yun looked a little confused and said, Sister Pinger, what did I say on purpose? What do you mean by that? You just don't want me to eat meat and want me to do more chores. I won't fall into your trap. Zhao Pinger glared at Zhao Yun angrily. Zhao Yun chuckled. Sister Ping, you're really thinking too much. What I said is the truth. Even if it's the truth, I won't do it. Zhao Pinger said resolutely. She wanted her to control her mouth and not eat? That was too difficult, wasn't it? When she saw meat, especially fatty meat, she couldn't help but swallow it into her stomach. As for doing housework, she didn't want to do it at all. Moreover, washing dishes hurt her hands the most. She didn't want her hands to be rough and coarse like a chicken's claws. Zhao Yun chuckled. If Sister Pinger is like that, then who can you blame? No one can interfere if you put on weight yourself. I didn't say who to blame. Zhao Pinger muttered, but her face turned to Liang Jinxiao and said, Mother, what do we do now? Liang Jinxiao comforted, Pinger, it's fine if it's a little tighter. Actually, it's fine. You can't tell from the appearance. These wedding clothes are only for one day. If you don't wear them in the future, you'll only feel uncomfortable for one day. Zhao Pinger thought about it and agreed. She would only wear them for the wedding. Even if it was uncomfortable, she could endure it and it would pass. Thus, she nodded and said, All right, Mother, then forget it. Mother, do I really look good in it? Liang Jinxiao hurriedly nodded. Yes, how can it not look good? These clothes cost 1 tael of silver. How can it be bad? Mother, then I'm relieved. Zhao Pinger was delighted. Zhao Pinger wandered around and looked at the clothes on her body. Then she couldn't help but say, Mother, I'll go and show it to Cousin Jinger and Aunt. Zhao Pinger didn't really want to hear Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui praise her. She just wanted to show off. After all, Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui couldn't get such beautiful clothes. That's not good, right? Liang Jinxiao frowned. Who would go out in wedding clothes? Mother, Zhao Pingers, Tinger, question mark. Zhao Pingers, iru tease Pinger. Pinger, Liang Jinxiao thought for a moment and reminded him. All right then. Little Ping, put on your wedding dress and stay in our courtyard. Don't go out. Otherwise, if others see you, they will laugh at you. Zhao Pinger nodded heavily. Mother, okay then. Zhao Pinger then ran out happily. How could Zhao Yuner not know Zhao Pinger's heart? This woman was too vain. However, Zhao Pinger was like this. Wasn't she afraid that she would be beaten if she went out? Of course, this was Zhao Pinger's business. Zhao Yuner couldn't care less. Curious, he followed Zhao Pinger out to see what kind of commotion would happen later. Zhao Pinger excitedly went to old Zhao's yard and began to shout to the other members of the old Zhao's family, as if she couldn't wait for them to come out and see her. Aunt, Sister Jing, come out and see. Aunt, Sister Jing. After Zhao Pinger shouted at the top of her voice, Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui came out. Chapter 984. Zhao Xinhui's tone carried some displeasure. Zhao Ping pouted. Auntie, look, do you think my wedding dress looks good? Zhao Ping originally thought that Zhao Xinhui should have seen the wedding dress she was wearing as soon as she came out. Why didn't she see it? There was a gap between expectations and reality, and there was a kind of gap. Zhao Xinhui frowned and stared at Zhao Ping for a moment. This bright red suit was well tailored and the style was very beautiful. Ordinary girls wouldn't wear such beautiful clothes when they got married. Zhao Xinhui frowned and didn't say anything. At this moment, Zhao Jinger also came out of the house and saw Zhao Pinger's wedding dress. This bright red dress was a little dazzling. Zhao Jinger thought about her marriage. Jing Qian still hadn't given her any news. She didn't know if he still remembered this marriage with her. Logically speaking, since Zhao Yun had rejected Jing Qian should have placed his attention on her. Why hadn't he given her any news yet? It was originally a good marriage, so Zhao Jinger didn't want to blow it up like this. Now, she could only wait for Zheng Qian's news. Once he thought it through, he would marry her. Therefore, Zhao Jinger's depressed mood became even worse when she saw Zhao Pinger's wedding dress. Zhao Pinger wasn't letting her look. She was deliberately provoking her, wasn't she? Zhao Pinger strolled up to Zhao Jinger, took Zhao Jinger's hand, shook it, and then asked shyly, Sister Jing, do you think I look good in it? The corner of Zhao Jinger's mouth twitched. She wanted to pull out a smile, but she realized that she couldn't. In the end, she looked like she wanted to cry and laugh. It was especially ugly. It looks good, Zhao Jinger said. In the end, she didn't want to hurt Zhao Pinger too much. Zhao Pinger's clothes were indeed beautiful. It was just that Zhao Pinger didn't look good. Zhao Pinger smiled at Zhao Jinger's words. Hee hee, little sister Jing. Thank you. I think it's pretty too. Zhao Jinger responded, but the corners of her mouth kept twitching. On the surface, she flattered Zhao Pinger, but in her heart, she hated Zhao Pinger to death. This slut. How could she be so lucky? Such a beautiful wedding dress should not be worn by Zhao Pinger. It should be worn by her. Unfortunately, when she got married, her parents would definitely not be willing to spend so much money on her wedding dress. After getting a sense of vanity from Zhao Jinger, Zhao Pinger continued to ask Zhao Xinhui. Auntie, you haven't said anything yet. Look at my clothes, do they look good on me? Zhao Xinhui rolled her eyes and said to Zhao Pinger, Zhao Pinger, do you want me to tell you the truth or a lie? Zhao Pinger said, of course the truth. Heh, then I'll be direct. Zhao Pinger, your clothes are really ugly. No, it should be that the clothes are beautiful, but you are ugly. Chapter 985. Zhao Pinger felt her face burn when she heard Exin Xinhui's words. Wasn't her aunt going overboard with her words? She actually said that she was stupid, fat, and ugly. She even said that Qin Yuan was pitiful for marrying her. How could she be so sharp-tongued? Too much, too much. Zhao Pinger was so angry that her chest heaved up and down. Seeing Zhao Pinger panting with rage, Zhao Xinhui knew that Zhao Pinger must be angry, so she comforted Zhao Pinger. Ping, you were the one who told me to tell the truth. Now that I'm telling the truth, why are you so upset? Aunt, I asked if the clothes I'm wearing look good, not for you to scold me. Zhao Ping said angrily. Zhao Ping, how can you be like this? I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. How am I scolding you? Zhao Xinhui shrugged and looked at Zhao Xinhui like she was an idiot. Auntie, you're too much. Zhao Ping stomped her feet in anger. How am I overboard? Zhao Ping, go and ask someone else if it's true. Tell me, am I right? Zhao Xinhui asked Zhao Jing. Zhao Jing wasn't like Zhao Ping, so she didn't dare to scold Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was a difficult person to deal with. If she was upset, she would probably nag at her. If that was the case, it was better not to offend Zhao Ping. Zhao Xinhui didn't say anything. Zhao Jing knew that she didn't dare to say anything. She snorted and said, Ping is embarrassed to scold you. Do you think everyone is as thick-skinned as you? You? Zhao Ping didn't know why Zhao Xinhui liked to scold her. That's enough, Pinger girl. You should know who you are. Who do you think you are? Sigh, I thought it was something big. So it's this. After saying that, Zhao Xinhui walked back into the house, somewhat disappointed. Facing Zhao Xinhui's back, Zhao Ping was speechless for a moment, not knowing what to say. In fact, she wanted to chase Zhao Xinhui away to continue scolding her, but Zhao Xinhui was not someone to be trifled with. Her grandmother would definitely scold her to death later. Aunt must be jealous of me. She's talking about me because she can't get married. That must be it. Zhao Ping muttered. He said this to comfort himself and at the same time, to express his dissatisfaction with Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Ping didn't know what her sister-in-law could be so smug about. She was already so old, yet she still couldn't get married. How could she have the nerve to criticize her? So what if she was ugly? Wasn't there still a man who wanted her? But Zhao Xinhui was an old lady who couldn't get married. It would be best if she died of old age at home. When Zhao Jinger saw how angry Zhao Ping was that year, she couldn't help but feel pleased. Fortunately, her sister-in-law scolded her. Otherwise, Zhao Ping would continue to be so smug. Thinking about Zhao Xinhui's words, Zhao Jinger couldn't help but want to cover her mouth and laugh. However, she felt that it wouldn't be good to do it in front of Zhao Ping, so she suppressed it. I'm so angry. Zhao Ping pouted and gritted her teeth fiercely in the direction of Zhao Xinhui's house. When Li Chuang came out of the house and saw Zhao Yun, she exclaimed, "Ah, it's Ping girl." Zhao Ping thought that Li Chuang was praising her, so she smiled and said, "It's me, second aunt. Do I look good in it?" Chapter 986. Li Chuang glanced at her and said with a smile, "Of course it's beautiful. I've never seen Ping look so beautiful before." With Li Chuang's coaxing, Zhao Ping was immediately overjoyed and her mood improved a lot. "Second aunt, you have good taste." "That's right. If second aunt doesn't have good taste, who does?" Yes. "Second aunt, you're so nice." "Ah, little girl Ping, look at what you're saying. You're my eldest niece. How can I not treat you well?" "Yes." Li Chuang stepped forward and continued to coax Zhao Ping. Ping, girl, you look so good in this dress. It's a pity that you can only wear it once. It's such a waste." Speaking of this, Zhao Ping nodded in agreement. "Yes, it's a pity that I can only wear it once. How nice would it be if I could wear it every day?" Li Chuang joked, "How can a girl like you wear it every day? If you wear it every day, won't you be laughed at?" "Ah, it's such a pity to only wear it once." Zhao Ping frowned and said in distress, "Little Ping, since you're also saying that it's a pity, then how about this? When you get married to your younger sister, can you lend her your wedding dress for her to wear? It's a waste for you to leave it at home anyway. If you let your younger sister wear it, she can get married in a grand way." Li Chuang was counting on this wishful thinking. This wedding dress cost 1 tael of silver. Even if she wanted to buy it, Hua Chunhua wouldn't be willing to part with the money. Whether it was Zheng Qian or someone else, Zhao Jing would only look grand if she could wear this wedding dress when she got married. Li Chuang saw such a beautiful wedding dress and felt that it was a waste for Zhao Ping to wear it. However, it would be a different story if Jing were to wear it. His little girl was many times prettier than Zhao Ping. His face was already handsome to begin with, and with the addition of his beautiful clothes, he would definitely be able to captivate the birds and beasts, overshadow the moon and put the flowers to shame. By then, Zhao Jinger's future husband would definitely be smitten by her. After Li Chuang finished speaking, Zhao Ping frowned. Seeing Zhao Pinger's reluctance, Li Chuang hurriedly said, "Ping, you're Jinger's cousin. Surely you won't be so stingy as to refuse to lend it to me." Hearing Li Chuang's words, Zhao Ping was too embarrassed to refuse. "This, Ping girl, I'm just borrowing it for a while. Wearing it for a day won't hurt you, don't you think? Ping girl, if Jing marries grandly, I'll definitely have to thank you." Zhao Jinger listened on the side. She didn't expect Li Chuang to borrow Zhao Ping's wedding dress. However, she was also looking forward to it. It would be great if Zhao Ping could lend it to her. She would definitely be envied if she were to wear such a beautiful wedding dress. Her mother was really smart. Zhao Ping looked reluctant. "Sister Ping, don't worry. I definitely won't hurt you. I'll wash it clean for you and return it to you," Zhao Jinger added. Zhao Ping was conflicted. "Then all right, I'll lend it to cousin Jing." Hearing Zhao Ping agree, Li Chuang and Zhao Jinger were overjoyed. Chapter 987. This woman was really stupid. Others only had to coax her a little and she would agree to it. However, this was Zhao Pinger's business. Zhao Pinger couldn't predict it. She could lend her wedding dress to whoever she wanted. She didn't even care. "Mother, I'm going back first," Zhao Yuner said. "Okay, go back." But when she got home, Zhao Yuner realized that Yi Li was nowhere to be seen. Zhao Pinger's heart suddenly tightened. Where was he? Where did he go? Could it be that he was discovered and the government came to take him away? Zhao Yuner thought that this situation didn't seem very likely. If the government really came, it wouldn't be so quiet. Did he leave by himself in the middle of the night? But why did he leave? He still had injuries on his body. It was too dangerous to go out like this. Zhao Yuner frowned. She was very worried. Zhao Yuner didn't know where to look for him. She couldn't just shout to the whole village. That would only expose Yi Li's presence. Just as she was worrying, Daodu's head popped out from under the blanket. "Mother, what's wrong?" After lunch, Daodu came back and lay on the bed to take a nap. Children loved to sleep. Zhao Yuner wanted Daodu to take a nap every afternoon. "Did you see your beautiful uncle?" Zhao Yuner asked. Daodu glanced at the mattress on the floor. When he saw that Yi Li wasn't on it, he frowned. Then he shook his head at Zhao Yuner. "Then did you see your beautiful uncle when you came back?" Yes. Daodu nodded. "When Daodu came back, my beautiful uncle was still here." Zhao Yuner sighed. She had no choice. She had to look for him first. Yi Li was still injured, so it would be dangerous for him to go out. "Mother, go out for a while," Zhao Yuner said and went out of the room. "Hopefully we can find Yi Li." Just as Zhao Yuner was about to leave, Mulan also came over. Seeing Zhao Yuner's anxious look, Mulan asked, "What's wrong, Yuner?" "Yi Li is missing," Zhao Yuner said. "Young Master Yi disappeared?" Yeah. "Why did young Master Yi disappear for no reason?" Mulan was very puzzled. "I don't know either, as long as he doesn't encounter any danger." "Yeah, let's go out and look for it." Alright. Mulan and Zhao Yun went to look around the village. The two of them could only look around. They couldn't hold back their voices and shout. After looking around, they still didn't find any trace of Yi Li. Why do you think young Master Yi left without any reason? Is there something wrong?" Zhao Yuner shook her head. "I don't know. Maybe he left because he felt that he would be a burden to me? Is that so?" "I'm just guessing." A trace of worry appeared in Mulan's eyes. "Yuner, with young Master Ye's current condition, what if something happens after he leaves? Not to mention his injuries, he can't go anywhere right now. The moment he goes out, he might be recognized and taken away. Zhao Yuner sighed softly. Yeah. But he left without saying goodbye, and we can't stop him. Then there's really nothing we can do. If Yi Li sincerely wants to leave, we probably can't stop him. Even if we look for him, we won't be able to find him. He's probably not in the village, right? Then let's go back. Continuing to look would just be a waste of time. Alright. I just hope that nothing dangerous happens to young Master Yi. Chapter 988. When the two of them came back, they stared at Yi Li in shock. They couldn't find Yi Li after searching for a long time. They thought he had left, but they didn't expect to see Yi Li the moment they came back. Didn't this guy leave? Why did he suddenly appear again? When Yi Li saw Mulan and Zhao Yuner's expressions, he couldn't help but raise his eyebrows and ask, "What's wrong? Why did they look so surprised when they saw him?" "Nothing." Zhao Yuner twitched the corner of her mouth and said, "Yi Gongzi. You didn't leave?" Mulan muttered, "Leave? But where can I go?" Yi Li frowned. "Did I make trouble for you?" Yi Li couldn't help thinking more and asked. Zhao Yuner and Mulan quickly waved their hands. No. You didn't? If you think it's inconvenient for me to be here, you don't have to force yourself. You can just tell me and I'll go somewhere else. Zhao Yuner knew Yi Li probably misunderstood, so she explained, "Yi Li, don't think too much. I just came back and didn't see you in the room. I thought you'd left, so I looked everywhere for you. But I couldn't find you, so I thought you'd left." Mulan chimed in from behind, "Yes, Yi Gongzi. That's how it is. Yuner and I were worried about you. It's good to see you back." Yi Li then nodded. "So that's how it is." Zhao Yuner asked curiously, "Yi Li, where did you go just now?" Speaking of this, Yi Li felt a little awkward. "I didn't go anywhere. I just had a stomachache, so I went to the toilet." After Yi Li finished speaking, Mulan and Zhao Yuner looked at each other and didn't know what to say. "Yuner, we really worried about the wrong thing," Mulan said with a smile. Zhao Yuner smiled awkwardly. "Yeah. I was worried about the wrong thing. If I had known, I wouldn't have worried about it. She was really stupid. Humans definitely needed to poop and pee. It was normal for it to take a little longer to defecate. Yi Li must have been squatting when he first came back. She didn't think in that direction, so she didn't look for it in the latrine." Ha! Mulan couldn't help but laugh out loud. Zhao Yuner glared at Mulan. It was already very awkward, but Mulan's smile made it even more awkward. "Ha, because I can't help it. I don't want to laugh either." Zhao Yuner's lips twitched. Even if she wanted to laugh, she had to hold it in. Besides Zhao Yuner, Yi Li also felt very awkward. After Mulan finished laughing, she couldn't help but tease. "I say, young Master Yi, the next time you go to the latrine, you should say hello to Yuner. Otherwise, Yuner and I will think that you've gone somewhere and have a hard time looking for you." Yi Li's lips twitched. "Oh, I got it." Zhao Yuner saw Yi Li's face turn red. Thinking about Mulan's words, she couldn't help but say to Mulan, "Mulan, you're getting more and more shameless. You have the nerve to say anything." "Hi Yuner, I was just joking." "Look, young Master Yi is so cute. He actually took my words seriously." "Ah." Yi Li looked at Mulan in a daze. He didn't expect Mulan to be joking. Chapter 989. On second thought, it made sense. He was a man. If he really went to the toilet and greeted Zhao Yuner, that would be really awkward. It would be fine if he and Zhao Yuner were husband and wife, but the problem was that there was no relationship between the two of them. At most, they could be considered friends. When Yi Li heard Mulan's laughter getting louder and louder, his face turned red like a monkey's butt. Zhao Yuner couldn't stand it anymore. She patted Mulan and said, "That's enough, sister-in-law Mulan. Can you stop talking and laughing?" Yi Li didn't leave at first, but now he's so angry that he's leaving. Mulan finally noticed. She thought about what Zhao Yuner said and realized that it made sense. A grown man was being made so shy by her. It would be fine if he was thick-skinned, but he couldn't stand it if he was thin-skinned. Thus, she stopped laughing and said to Yi Li, "Young Master Yi, Don't take what I said to heart. It's good that you're back now. Yuner and I don't have to worry anymore. Yi Li's lips twitched and he responded with a smile. Let's get busy. Mulan called out. They had spent a lot of time looking around the village. They had to hurry up and get busy. After they were done, they still had other things to do. Zhao Yuner nodded. Yi Li took a step forward. Is there anything I can help with? No need, young master. You're a grown man. You don't know how to do the things that we women do. Mulan waved her hand and rejected him directly. Yi Li sighed slightly. All right then. Yi Li felt that he was a burden to Zhao Yuner by staying at Zhao Yuner's house all day and not being able to help. Just as Zhao Yuner was about to get to work, she realized that Daodu was still lying on the bed with no intention of getting up. Zhao Yuner walked over to Daodu curiously and asked, "What's wrong with Daodu? Why aren't you up yet?" Daodu's little brows furrowed, and he seemed to be in low spirits. "Daodu, are you feeling unwell?" Zhao Yuner asked worriedly. "Mother." Daodu bit his lips, not knowing how to answer. Looking at Daodu's conflicted expression, Zhao Yuner concluded that something must have happened to Daodu. Therefore, he took out his hand and placed it on Daodu's forehead to check if Daodu had a fever or something. After placing it on his forehead, she realized that Daodu's body temperature was normal and there was nothing wrong with him. Therefore, she asked, "Daodu, what's wrong with you? Tell me, mother is worried about you." What's wrong? What's wrong? Mother, you won't blame me if I tell you, right? Zhao Yuner was slightly stunned at first, then she saw that Daodu was avoiding her gaze, as if he didn't dare to look her in the eye. It seemed like he had done something bad, this little guy. Seriously, he didn't dare to say anything even after doing something bad, and he even deliberately tricked her. Zhao Yuner's lips curled up slightly and she said to Daodu, "Don't worry, no matter what Daodu did, my conscience won't blame Daodu." With Zhao Yuner's assurance, Daodu became bolder. "Mother." Daodu wet the bed. After saying that, Daodu's little face turned red. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but laugh, and she said to Daodu, "I was wondering what was going on, so it's because of this. This child probably thought that wetting the bed was embarrassing." However, from Zhao Yuner's point of view, it was normal for a child of Daodu's age to wet the bed. Chapter 990. In Zhao Yuner's impression, Daodu had never wet the bed before. In fact, this was already very difficult. If it was a normal child, they would have wet the bed countless times. This era was not like the 21st century. In the 21st century, there were diapers that could be used, but in this era, there were none. Otherwise, if they were afraid of their child's urine, they could buy some diapers back. "Mother!" Daodu called out weakly again. He did not know if Zhao Yuner was angry or not. Zhao Yuner laughed and said, "If you wet your pants, then so be it. It's not a big deal. How could mother blame you?" Daodu's little eyes darkened, and he said to Zhao Yuner, "Mother, Daodu is a man now. Daodu shouldn't wet the bed." Daodu's words amused Zhao Yuner even more. Zhao Yuner patted Daodu's head. "Silly, even if you're a man, you're still only 3 years old. Your little uncle wet the bed at this age." Daodu's little eyes blinked, and he asked curiously, "Mother, is that true? Little uncle wet the bed at this age?" "Of course it's true." Zhao Yuner chuckled. "That's good. Since little uncle wet the bed, Daodu will be fine too." Daodu's heart was greatly comforted. After all, Zhao Tianfu was older than him. "Okay, Daodu, get up and change your clothes. Don't wear wet pants." "Okay, mother." Daodu quickly climbed out of bed. Zhao Yuner went to look for clean clothes and then prepared to change Daodu. Seeing Zhao Yuner come over, Daodu's little brows wrinkled again. "Mother, what's wrong, Daodu?" Zhao Yuner asked. "Why did this little guy have so many requests?" "Mother, can Daodu change by himself? Can you and Auntie Mu go out for a while?" Daodu hesitated for a while, but still mustered up the courage to ask. Zhao Yuner was stunned for a while before she reacted. This little guy was most likely shy again. "Can you change by yourself?" Zhao Yuner asked. Daodu patted his chest and said, "Mother, Daodu is a man. Daodu can change his clothes by himself." Zhao Yun foresaw that Daodu's insistence on Dao Yun, oh, let me help Daodu change. Yi Li stood up and said, originally, he had nothing to help Zhao Yun. If he could help Zhao Yun in this matter, it would be good. Daodu followed up and said, Mother, why don't you let Uncle Beauty help me change it? Daodu thought that since Yi Li was a man, it was okay for a man to help another man. Well, let Uncle Handsome help you change. Zhao Yun nodded and agreed. Yi Li was also very happy. Coming to Zhao Yun's house, he could finally help with something. When Yi Li changed Daodu's pants, Mulan and Zhao Yun left the house first. After Yi Li helped Daodu to change his pants, the two of them went in again. After finishing the work in the afternoon, Zhao Yun took Daodu's pants to the river and prepared to wash Daodu. When she just went over, she saw two people quarreling by the river. One was his cousin-in-law, Nyan. The other was a girl in the village, the daughter-in-law of the Zhou family. Feng Ling. Feng Ling was originally from the Shuilan village. Later, she directly married a person from the Shuilan village. Chapter 991. Earlier, Nian and Feng Ling were in a heated argument. The two of them looked like they were about to start a fight. Zhao Yun'er knew that his cousin-in-law had a good temper. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't easily get into a conflict with others in the village. What happened this time? Are you crazy? Why are you picking on me? What did I do to offend you? Feng Ling said to Nian angrily. You know what you've done. Nian said angrily. Feng Ling immediately exploded. What did I do? Then tell me, what did I do? I don't even know. Why did you come here and act crazy for no reason? The more Feng Ling thought about it, the angrier she got. Stop pretending. It's not like it hasn't happened before. Feng Ling, you saw what happened to Zhang Cui. Don't be like her. Feng Ling was unhappy. What do you mean? Make it clear to me today. If you don't leave. You make it sound like I've done something shameful. If others hear this, they'll misunderstand me. Ah. Nian sneered. Feng Ling, don't think that I didn't see it. When you went to the foot of the mountain to gather materials, you asked my husband to carry them for you. How can you be so shameless as to ask another man for help? If you can't do it, just ask your husband. Why did you ask my husband for help? You must be seducing him like Zhang Cui. When Feng Ling heard this, she was so angry that she scolded, You're really sick, and you're seriously sick. Who seduced your husband? Who cares? It's your husband who wanted to carry the materials for me. What does that have to do with me? Seriously, you're biting like a mad dog. Aren't you ashamed? I don't want to waste my time talking to you. You're not clear-headed. You're ridiculous. Let me tell you, I haven't punished you yet. If others spread rumors about me, you'll be in trouble. I'll ask your husband how to discipline his wife. You only know how to talk nonsense. Ugh. Nian couldn't win against Feng Ling. She could only stomp her feet in anger. Seeing that Nian was about to rush up and hit Feng Ling, the onlookers hurriedly stopped her. That's enough, stop fighting. It's not a big deal, there must be some misunderstanding. That's right. We're all from the same village. Don't cause any conflicts. You don't have any evidence, so you can't speak carelessly. That's right. This matter will damage both of your reputations. Don't cause any more trouble. Don't talk so much. We're all from the same village. Why are you being so calculative? Under the persuasion of the villagers and the fact that Nian didn't have much evidence to begin with, she wasn't confident enough. Only then did he listen to the crowd and let it go. In his heart, he was still somewhat unwilling. Looking at Feng Ling's face and thinking about Zhao Si, Madame Nian felt sad. There was a reason why she was so against Feng Ling. It was not without reason that she would overthink when she saw her man helping Feng Ling raise the fire. He asked around in the village and found out that the woman Zhao Si liked before was Feng Ling. It would be fine if Zhao Si helped another woman, but Zhao Si helped Feng Ling. Zhao Yun'er felt that Zhao Si still had feelings for Feng Ling. Which woman would want to see another woman in her man's heart? Chapter 992. I'm too lazy to argue with that crazy woman. What a bummer. Feng Ling left with the wooden basin. Nian gritted her teeth and glared at Feng Ling's back as she left. That woman. Just let her be proud. She wondered why her man fell in love with Feng Ling. Her looks were average, and she was a woman who was greedy for vanity. Zhao Si wanted to be with Feng Ling back then. Unfortunately, Feng Ling didn't like Zhao Si because she thought Zhao Si was too poor. Later, Feng Ling fell in love with a man from the same village who was slightly better than Zhao Si, so she married him. After Feng Ling got married, Zhao Si had to give up. Then he married her and lived with her. Nian didn't know how to describe her feelings. She just felt uncomfortable and uncomfortable. She didn't want her man to be obsessed with another woman after being married to her for so many years. Seeing Nian's disappointment, Zhao Yu walked over and asked, "Sister-in-law, what's wrong?" Seeing Zhao Yu, Nian's lips twitched and she said with a smile, "Yun, you're here. Sister-in-law, why were you arguing with someone just now?" Zhao Yun asked again. Speaking of that, Nian's mother sighed heavily. Seeing Nian's disappointed face, Zhao Yun knew that something bad must have happened. Otherwise, Nian's mother wouldn't be like that. So, Zhao Yun comforted her gently, "Sister-in-law, don't be sad. Tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you." Sigh. Nian's mother looked at Zhao Yun and sighed deeply. Except for Zhao Yun, she really didn't know who else to talk to about it. It was a little uncomfortable to keep it to herself. Nian's mother thought for a moment and decided to tell Zhao Yun. "Yun, it's actually about me and Zhao Si." Zhao Yun and Zhao Yun went to the riverside. While washing clothes, they told Zhao Yun about the situation. After hearing this, Zhao Yun finally understood what was going on. She felt that it was normal for Mrs. Nian to be angry and jealous. As long as it was a woman, she would probably feel very uncomfortable in her heart. After all, no one wanted their man to be thinking about another woman. Especially for Zhao Yun, who had transmigrated from the 21st century, it was even more unacceptable. Zhao Yun comforted her, "Sister-in-law, I don't think you should think too much about this matter. Now that my cousin is married to you and has a few children with you, I'm afraid that you won't be able to do anything about it. Even if he was thinking about her, he wouldn't have thought of that. In the future, you will still be the one to lead the life." Nian sighed and said, "Yuna, I know what you're saying, but I just don't feel good about it. Your cousin, why can't he just avoid her a little bit more? He's already married, but he's still thinking about her and taking the blame for her. I don't see him helping me much at home. He's so attentive to Feng Ling." What Nian's mother said was true. Zhao Yun didn't know what to say except to comfort Nian. "Sister-in-law, Zhao Si did something wrong. But if you have anything to say to him, just tell him. He won't know if you bury it in your heart, right?" Nian's mother hesitated for a moment and said, "Sigh, Yuna, how can I say that? What's there to be embarrassed about? He's your husband, not someone else." Chapter 993. Sister-in-law, if you don't know what to say, why don't I do it for you? Zhao Yun comforted her. Nian thought for a moment, then shook her head and said, "Sigh, forget it. Sister-in-law, as long as Brother Zhao doesn't do anything overboard, it's fine. It's not that easy for a married couple to live together. Brother Zhao is actually a good man." Nian agreed with that. Among the men in the village, Zhao Si treated her well. He was more ambitious than the rest. He wasn't the kind of man who was lazy. "Let's talk about it when I get back." The two of them chatted as they finished washing the clothes. Nian said that she made some salted vegetables for Zhao Yun to try, and insisted that Zhao Yun go to her house with her. Zhao Yun didn't refuse and followed them. As for salted vegetables, Zhao Yun also likes to eat them, but she has never made them. There were too many things to do every day, so she couldn't bring herself to do it. Nian's mother had made some salted vegetables. She thought it wouldn't hurt to bring some home to try. She followed Nian and went to Zhao Si's house. As soon as she returned, Zhao Si was in the courtyard. Seeing Nian's return, his face darkened and he looked very unhappy. Nian had been with Zhao Si for so long, so she naturally knew that he was angry. "Father, what's wrong with you?" Nian asked. After Nian asked, Zhao Si's face turned even colder, as if he wanted to eat someone. Nian's heart trembled. She had a feeling that a storm was coming. Father, Zhao Si snorted. What's wrong? You just asked me what's wrong? Don't you know what you've done? Zhao Si's words were very similar to what Nian said to Feng Ling just now. What's wrong with me? Nian asked weakly, but she had a feeling that it had something to do with Feng Yu. Zhao Si laughed first. His laughter was very cold, and he looked like he was going to eat someone. Qin, you really know how to make me look good. I treat you well, don't I? Why did you go out and cause trouble? If you do this, how can I live in the village in the future? Those who didn't know would think that there was really something going on between him and Feng Ling. Also, if you spread rumors about Feng Ling and she's innocent, how can you face her? Zhao Si's fierce tone and attitude was really frightening. Zhao Yun watched from the side. Even she felt a little scared, not to mention Nian. Nian frowned and looked at Zhao Si. She was indeed a little scared. After all, she had never seen her man lose his temper like this. However, after the fear, he felt very sad. Why did her man treat her like this? Didn't she just argue with Feng Ling? Right now, Zhao Si's reaction was clearly biased towards Feng Ling, which was why it was like this. The wife that he casually married and the woman that he liked were indeed different. Why aren't you talking? This was too much. Don't do this again. Otherwise, Nian had a bitter taste in her mouth. She said to Zhao Si, otherwise, what will happen? Are you going to hit me, scold me, or divorce me because of another woman? Hearing Nian's question, Zhao Si paused as well. Zhao Si was speechless for a moment. He didn't know what to say. Chapter 994. Just as he was about to explain to Nian Shi gently, he was interrupted by Zhao Yun. Fourth brother, aren't you being too serious? No matter what sister-in-law did, you shouldn't have such an attitude. Moreover, this matter has a lot to do with you. Fourth brother Zhao, you have to think about your own actions first. I'm already married, so I should keep a suitable distance from other women. Moreover, it's the woman you used to like. Are you helping her with her work out of the kindness of your heart? Or do you mean something else? Zhao Yun's questioning made Zhao Si speechless. He felt guilty and didn't know how to refute. Fourth brother Zhao, you really can't blame sister-in-law for this. Sister-in-law is a woman. It's normal for her to feel uncomfortable when she sees another woman in her man's heart. On the other hand, cousin, you've been married to sister-in-law for so many years. Do you think it's right for you to speak to her in such a fierce tone for another woman? The more Zhao Yun said, the more ashamed Zhao Si felt. Thinking about what he said and did, he did go overboard. I'm sorry. I went overboard. Zhao Si realized his mistake and hurriedly apologized to Nian Shi. Nian Shi's heart was broken by Zhao Si. She didn't want to listen to Zhao Si anymore. She rushed into the room. She didn't want to talk to Zhao Si. Seeing Nian Shi close the door with a bang, Zhao Si didn't even have a chance to explain. Looking at the closed door, Zhao Si could only continue to sigh. Zhao Yu walked to Zhao Si and said to him, Fourth brother Zhao, I shouldn't have said so much. I just couldn't help it. What you said today really hurt sister-in-law's heart. There's one thing you have to understand. No matter who you like, you're living with sister-in-law now. You have to do what you should do as a husband. Fourth brother Zhao, you're a man. Actually, you should know all this. I don't need to say more. Now that sister-in-law is sad because of this, you'd better think about how to comfort her. You'd better have a better attitude and act like you should. Also, this is your fault, so you have to apologize. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Zhao Si was silent for a moment. In the end, he nodded and replied, Okay, Yun, I'll remember what you said. Thank you for your reminder. Seeing that Zhao Si's attitude had changed in time, Zhao Yun was slightly relieved. She was afraid that Zhao Si would be stubborn and continue to blame Nian. All right, fourth brother Zhao, you can coax sister-in-law first. I'll go back first. Zhao Yun said. Zhao Si nodded and replied, All right then. Yun, go back and do what you need to do. Zhao Yun originally wanted to get the salted vegetables, But after this, she probably couldn't get the salted vegetables. Fortunately, she wasn't in a hurry to eat. If she really wanted to eat, she could make some herself later. This thing could be stored for a long time, so it was quite good. Also, it wasn't difficult to make. In her previous life, Zhao Yuner often marinated radishes and cabbages with her mother. Especially the big white radishes, they were fragrant and crispy after being marinated. They were especially delicious. It was a pity that she couldn't eat radishes during the season. She could only wait until winter to eat them. Now, she could only wait for winter to come. When that time came, she could make more radishes and eat them slowly throughout the year. That was fine. Chapter 995. At that moment, the sound of Daodu and Yi Li's laughter could be heard from inside the house. The two of them seemed to be having a lot of fun. Zhao Yun couldn't help but be curious about what the two of them were talking about. Originally, when Mu Lianfeng wasn't home, Daodu was very bored by himself. He didn't expect Yi Li to suddenly come over. Now, there was finally someone to accompany Daodu. Daodu also seemed to like Yi Li a lot. For the past 2 days he had been sticking to Yi. Zhao Yun was originally worried that Daodu would be too clingy and disturb Yi Li. However, Yi Li didn't seem to mind. Instead, he seemed to enjoy spending time with Daodu. Zhao Yun wondered if it was because Yi Li didn't have any family and was usually very lonely. Was that why he was so happy when he played with Daodu? Zhao Yun was also very happy to see this. Since the two of them liked to stick together, it couldn't get any better. By keeping each other company, she didn't have to worry about whether Yi Li was too bored or whether Daodu was too bored. After they finished drying the clothes, Daodu came out of the house and walked over to Zhao Yun. He tugged at Zhao Yun's sleeve. Zhao Yun raised her eyebrows and asked, "What's wrong, Daodu?" Daodu replied in a cute voice, "Mother, can you help me nail a few wooden stakes?" Nail wooden stakes? Zhao Yun was stunned and asked with uncertainty. Daodu nodded heavily. Zhao Yun was even more confused. "Why are you nailing wooden stakes?" "Mother, Uncle Handsome said that he wanted to teach Daodu how to fly. That's why I'm nailing wooden stakes for Daodu to practice," Daodu explained in a cute voice. "I see. Could it be that Yi Li wanted to teach Daodu about light industry?" "Yeah." Daodu nodded heavily, then turned to Zhao Yun and said, "Mother, Daodu wants to be like Uncle Beauty and fly in the sky." Zhao Yun looked at Daodu's expectant eyes and found it hard to reject Daodu. In fact, Zhao Yun felt that it was indeed very cool to be able to do light work. People flying in the air should have a different feeling. It was as if he had grown wings. However, seeing that Zhao Yun was silent and did not reply, Daodu could not help but shake Zhao Yun and continue to ask, Mother, what do you think? Can you help Daodu nail a few wooden stakes?" Zhao Yun sighed and said earnestly, "Daodu, although it's good to fly in the sky, if you practice like this, wouldn't it be too dangerous? What if you fall? Daodu, it's very painful. It's fine if you fall on your butt, but if you fall on your face, you'll be disfigured. When that happens, Daodu's originally cute little face will have a lot of wounds. I don't think you'll be cute anymore." After hearing Zhao Yun's words, Daodu's expression drooped. "Mother, is that really the case?" Daodu asked in a very sad tone. "Of course it's dangerous, but if Daodu isn't afraid of danger, Mother naturally won't stop you. But you're a little man now, you should know the consequences. So whether you want to learn or not, you can decide for yourself. You just have to remember what Mother said. No matter what you do, it's not easy. Learning martial arts is not easy either. Flying in the sky looks very cool and fun, but once you learn it, you'll probably need to fly for a very long time." Chapter 996. Zhao Yun felt that her question was a bit too profound for a child to understand. She wasn't sure if Daodu could understand what she was saying. Zhao Yun saw Daodu's little brows wrinkle as if he was thinking about something. But Daodu was still very cute like this. "Mother, Uncle Beautiful also told Daodu that when you first start learning, you'll definitely fall down and it'll be very painful. But Daodu wants to be like Uncle Beautiful. Daodu also wants to fly around in the sky." Zhao Yun touch Daodu's little face. This little guy probably misunderstood that she didn't want him to learn. Alright, in that case, Daodu can learn. Mother, help Daodu nail a few wooden stakes. Zhao Yun said with a smile. After hearing Zhao Yun say this, Daodu's little face showed an even bigger smile. It had to be said that Daodu's sweet smile really had the ability to melt people's hearts. How did she give birth to such a cute child? Zhao Yun sighed in her heart. After sighing, she felt that something was wrong. No, it should be that how could the child of the original owner be so cute? She didn't give birth to Daodu, so she didn't dare to take the credit. Otherwise, wouldn't she be too shameless? However, although she didn't give birth to Daodu, she could continue to have children with Mu Lianfeng in the future. If she wanted to have another child, Zhao Yun, wanted to have a girl. If that was the case, she and Mu Lianfeng would have children together. This was something that many people couldn't hope for. If they really gave birth to a daughter, and Daodu was so cute, it was likely that this little girl's looks wouldn't be low either. If she was as pink and tender as Daodu, she would definitely be a cute doll. Mother, you're the best, Daodu said as he hugged Zhao Yun's thigh. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head and replied dotingly, of course, if Nyangqin isn't good to Daodu, who else can Nyangqin be good to? Yes, Daodu nodded. After that, Zhao Yun didn't stay idle, but got busy. Zhao Yun followed Yi Li's instructions and found a few wooden stakes. In front of her yard, she took the thicker side of the axe and began to hammer the stakes into the ground. After spending half an hour, Zhao Yun finally nailed the wooden stakes. Looking at the nailed stake, Zhao Yun finally breathed a sigh of relief. Daodu, it's done. Later, you can let your beautiful uncle teach you how to practice. Yes, Daodu nodded excitedly. He couldn't wait for Yi Li to teach him. However, Yi Li couldn't come out now, so he could only wait until nighttime. On the other side, on the third branch's land, a few men were working in full swing. However, with the arrival of summer, the weather was getting hotter and hotter. Every day, when he was working, he would be basked in the scorching sun. His whole body couldn't help but sweat, and the amount of water he drank also increased. Therefore, they had to deliver water several times a day. The foundation of the third branch's house had already been laid. Now, they were busy building the inside of the house. Because they were working faster, even though the house was bigger, it was still about 50 centimeters tall. Chapter 997. As for Mulan's house, Zhu Eru was busy laying the foundation by himself. He had been looking for masons for the past 2 days and finally found 2. He would get the masons to come over tomorrow and start building the house. Mulan's house was not like Zhao Yun's house. They did not need to build so many houses, so they did not need so many people. Even if there were 2 masons, it would be enough. In this way, the construction period would be about the same as Zhao Yun's house. Perhaps the 2 families would be able to live in the new house at the same time. At this time, Zhu Eru had almost finished the water in the kettle, so Mu Hin came over with the kettle to deliver water. As for the third branch, Zhao Ping was only thinking about her wedding dress at home today, so she did not remember to deliver water. So after Mu Hin delivered water, Liang Jinhui casually said, "Why hasn't Ping delivered water yet?" That's right. Usually, Ping would have delivered water by this time. That's right. Ping is dawdling around at home. I don't know what she's doing. Now that there's no water, she's very thirsty, but she's nowhere to be seen. Sigh, that's right. Ping is unreliable. This was what Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui said one after another. They could not be blamed. They were indeed very thirsty. Now there was no water again. They had been waiting for a long time for Zhao Ping to come over. Mu Hin came over to deliver water, but Zhao Ping still did not come. Liang Jinshun could not stand it anymore and said to Liang Jinhui, "Why don't we ask for some water first and wait for Ping to deliver it before returning it to her?" Liang Jinhui nodded and felt that this idea was feasible. After all, Mu Hin delivered such a big kettle of water. Zhu Eru would not be able to finish it in a short time, but they could not hold on any longer. "Alright, let's go get one." "Alright." Liang Jinhui nodded. Therefore, The two men walked up to Mu Hin and stopped Mu Hin. Mu Hin looked at Liang Jinhui and Liang Jinshun in confusion and asked, "What's wrong, uncles?" After all, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were very polite since they were the ones asking for help. Liang Jinshun chuckled and said, "Girl, we don't have anything else to do. It's just that we finished our water, so we wanted to ask if we could ask you for a cup of water? If my eldest niece comes back later, I will return the water to you." Mu Hin glanced at Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinfin. He knew that Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were Zhao Tianan's uncles, so he was very polite to them. Mu Hin smiled and said, "Of course, this is a big deal. You must be thirsty. Why don't I pour half a kettle of water for you to drink?" Mu Hin felt that it was okay to give half a kettle of water to Zhao Yun'er's family. If her brother-in-law did not have enough water, he could send it over later. It was just a matter of making 2 more trips, so it was not that troublesome. When Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui heard this, they immediately responded with a smile. "Ha, okay. Little girl, you're really a good person. You're so kind." Mu Hin naturally knew that Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were just casually praising her. So he said, "It's nothing. It's just a little water. It's nothing good." Chapter 998. Under normal circumstances, water is indeed not a good thing. After all, water is free. You can just go to the river and get some. But when people are thirsty, water is a good thing. If there is no water, people will probably die of thirst. That's true. Mu Hin nodded in agreement. In fact, sometimes when one was hungry, one would not feel too uncomfortable. It was just that when one was thirsty, one would feel terrible. Without water, one would not be able to hold on for long. "Ha, uncle, you're right," Mu Hin replied with a smile. "That's why you delivered the water in time. We are dying of thirst. Sai, my eldest niece is not as attentive as you. She hasn't returned the water since she delivered it today." Mu Hin nodded shyly. She felt very embarrassed to be praised by Liang Jinshun one after another. After all, it was just a little water. If she had given something better and received such praise, she might have accepted it with a little more peace of mind. Zhao Tianan also walked in the direction of Mu Hin. He had been working until now, and he was also very thirsty. Now, Zhao Tianan did not feel embarrassed in front of Mu Hin. When he saw Mu Hin bringing water over, he also wanted to ask for some water to drink. "Mu Hin, you're here." Zhao Tianan went forward and greeted Mu Hin with a smile. Mu Hin smiled and nodded. He poured a glass of water and handed it to Zhao Tianan. Then he said to Zhao Tianan, "Come, you must be thirsty. Drink some water." Zhao Tianan smiled. Just as he was about to take the water from Mu Hin, a girl's voice called out to him not far away. "Tianan, Tianan," it was Ma Xiaofeng's voice. Zhao Tianan recognized it immediately. Then he looked in the direction of Ma Xiaofeng. He saw that Ma Xiaofeng was also holding a water bottle in her hand. She was not far away and was looking at him eagerly. Zhao Tianan's heart suddenly trembled. He did not expect Ma Xiaofeng to come looking for him again. Mu Hin also looked in the direction of Zhao Tianan's gaze. After seeing Ma Xiaofeng, Mu Hin's heart felt uneasy. She knew that Zhao Tianan liked Ma Xiaofeng. Because she knew, she had this bad feeling in her heart. Mu Hin was not sure if it was because she liked Zhao Tianan or if she did not want him to be with Ma Xiaofeng. Perhaps this thought was because she was jealous of Ma Xiaofeng. After all, Zhao Tianan's heart was filled with Ma Xiaofeng. As long as she was a woman, she probably did not want the man she liked to be with another woman. However, after all, she was not Zhao Tianan's woman. She did not even dare to say that she had feelings for Zhao Tianan. What right did she have to care who Zhao Tianan was with? After thinking about it, Mu Hin felt that her heart was stuffed, and she felt a little uncomfortable. After Zhao Tianan did not take the water bottle for a long time, she withdrew it. Mu Hin's heart was very depressed, but she did not know what to say. She hoped that Zhao Tianan would stop looking at Ma Xiaofeng and ignore Ma Xiaofeng. However, the reality was different from what she expected. When Zhao Tianan saw Ma Xiaofeng, after all, there were so many elders on the family's land. It would not be good if something happened. After thinking about it, Zhao Tianan still walked in the direction of Ma Xiaofeng. Looking at his back, Mu Hin felt a sense of loss. Chapter 999. Mu Hin quickly hid the sense of loss in her eyes. Forget it. No matter what Zhao Tianan did, it was none of her business. After all, she couldn't control it, and she shouldn't ask for anything. Person like her? Could it be that she expected such a good man like Zhao Tianan to like her? Mu Hin knew in her heart that Zhao Tianan was so good to her only because Zhao Tianan sympathized with her. Zhao Tianan was kind by nature, no matter who he was to. To her, there was nothing special about him at all. Zhao Tianan walked to Ma Xiaofeng and asked Ma Xiaofeng, "Xiaofeng, why did you come to see me?" This time, Ma Xiaofeng learned to be smart. She didn't say anything else, but directly showed concern for Zhao Tianan. Ma Xiaofeng knew that the tougher her attitude toward Zhao Tianan, the more Zhao Tianan would dislike her. In this case, she might as well start a gentle offensive. In this way, Zhao Tianan certainly wouldn't have the heart to say harsh words to her. In fact, men were like this. They liked women who were gentle. How many men would like that kind of tigress? In addition, men also liked women who were well-behaved, sensible, and sensible. Mu Hin, that be *Tsich, actually pretended in front of Zhao Tianan. Her acting skills weren't worse than Mu Hin's, so she also pretended directly. "Tianan, I thought that you must be tired from working in the afternoon. The weather is so hot, so you must be very thirsty. So I brought you some brown sugar water. Do you want to drink it?" Ma Xiaofeng said with a smile. Her voice was soft, and it made Zhao Tianan's heart tremble again. Brown sugar water was a good thing in the eyes of the country people. After all, brown sugar wasn't cheap, and it couldn't be drunk under normal circumstances. Ma Xiaofeng could take out such a good thing to bring him some brown sugar water, which showed that Ma Xiaofeng had good intentions. It was Ma Xiaofeng's actions that made Zhao Tianan's heart feel even worse. Zhao Tianan looked at Ma Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng was smiling at him, and the smile on her face made people's hearts melt. In the beginning, he was moved by Ma Xiaofeng's charming smile, and now he couldn't resist it. "Xiaofeng," Zhao Tianan's mouth muttered. He was somewhat reluctant to part with Ma Xiaofeng. "Tianan," Ma Xiaofeng murmured. "Xiaofeng." Suddenly, there was a bit of bitterness and of his heart. He couldn't be like this. Otherwise, he might really waver. However, he couldn't take out the 50 taels of silver. If he wavered at this time, it would only add to his troubles in the future. "Xiaofeng, thank you, but you should take it back and drink it yourself." Zhao Tianan refused. Ma Xiaofeng stared blankly, and her eyes revealed a trace of disbelief. She was like this, and Zhao Tianan still refused her. Could it be that Zhao Tianan really had a change of heart? Some unhappy people didn't have lower lips. No, she couldn't just give up like this. Zhao Tianan was hers. She couldn't give him to that be the Mu Hin. Ma Xiaofeng showed a delicate and pitiful appearance in front of Zhao Tianan. "Tianan, I specially brought it over to you. It's a piece of my heart. Can't you drink it?" Meeting Ma Xiaofeng's misty eyes, he knew that he must have hurt Ma Xiaofeng's heart by doing this. How could his heart not be pained? But what could he do? Zhao Tianan inadvertently looked in Mu Hin's direction. He found that Mu Hin was also looking at him. Chapter 1000. Images of Ma Xiaofeng and Mu Hin popped up in his mind. He didn't even know who he was thinking about. "Tianan, do you really not want to talk to me? Do you hate me that much?" Ma Xiaofeng started to cry. Zhao Tianan's heart ached when he saw this. He really didn't want to see Ma Xiaofeng like this. "Xiaofeng, it's not that I don't want to talk to you, and I don't hate you. It's just that it's not possible between us. My family definitely can't afford the 50 taels of betrothal gift that your mother said." Zhao Tianan's meaning was very clear. Because Qian Chuanxiu made things difficult for him, he couldn't do anything about it. She couldn't blame him for having a change of heart. Ma Xiaofeng was silent for a moment, then said with some grievance, "Tianan, your family is so rich and your brother-in-law is the heir apparent. Actually, 50 taels of silver isn't a lot for your family, right? My mother only has one daughter and our families are in conflict. That's why she asked for such a high price. It's not as simple as you think. How could 50 taels of silver be wrong? Actually, if his family didn't object, it would be very good. It would be possible for his parents to take out 50 taels of silver for him to marry a wife. But his family was against it, and Zhao Yun was also against it, so they definitely wouldn't take out 50 taels of silver as a betrothal gift. Even if they were willing to take it, Zhao Tianan would feel bad. After all, he had spent so much of his family's money. 50 taels of silver could be used for a lot of time. His mother and second sister sold breakfast in Shangyang City every day, and it was very hard for them. Tianan, am I wrong? Your sister and brother-in-law are so rich. This isn't too much, right? Or is it that you don't like me enough, so you want to give up on me because of this little bit of money? Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Tianan with even more sadness. Zhao Tianan couldn't help but shake his head. No, Xiaofeng, it's not what you think. You don't understand. Anyway, don't look for me now. After Zhao Tianan finished speaking, he ran away from Ma Xiaofeng. Tianan, Tianan, Ma Xiaofeng continued to call out a few more times, but Zhao Tianan didn't pay attention to her. Ma Xiaofeng had no choice but to leave with the kettle. If even this method didn't work, then he really had to think of other methods. But what could he do? Ma Xiaofeng racked her brains for a while, but she couldn't figure out what to do. Could it be that he had to resort to an extreme method? Sighing slightly, Ma Xiaofeng didn't want to continue thinking about it. She turned around and left. Zhao Tianan returned to Mu Hin's side and drank Mu Hin's water. Mu Hin saw that Zhao Tianan was not in a good mood, so he asked with concern, "Are you okay?" Zhao Tianan shook his head. "I'm fine." "Did the two of you get into a fight?" Mu Hin asked again with concern. Zhao Tianan didn't say anything. He didn't know how to respond to Mu Hin. Mu Hin tugged at the corner of his mouth. "Actually, that girl is quite nice. If you two like each other, don't get into a fight. If there are any misunderstandings, explain them properly. Otherwise, the misunderstanding will only deepen." After Mu Hin finished speaking, Zhao Tianan couldn't help but look at Mu Hin a few more times. Why was this girl discussing things like this? Thinking about what Ma Xiaofeng said to Mu Hin before, and then thinking about what Mu Hin said to help Ma Xiaofeng now, Zhao Tianan felt that there was a gap between them. Chapter 1001. Zhao Tianan shook his head and said, "No, then you see Zhao Tianan tugged at the corners of his mouth. "No, nothing." Zhao Tianan secretly erased the emotions in his heart. Naturally, others could not see what he was thinking in his heart. Only he knew. For some reason, the moment he saw Mu Hin, Zhao Tianan suddenly had a very different feeling. He had never had this kind of feeling before. Nothing much happened in the next few days. It was just that Zhao Yun's family was busier. Because there were more men working, she had to cook every day and entertain the whole family. When it was time for Zhao Ping's wedding, Zhao Yun did not continue to set up a stall in the town for 2 days. Instead, she began to prepare the things needed for the banquet. Holding a banquet was not a simple matter. There were too many things that needed to be done. Even buying groceries took a long time. Fortunately, Zhao Yun's family had a little donkey. She could pull the little donkey wherever she went. Otherwise, she would be exhausted to death carrying so many things back. When she went to the town to buy groceries, Zhao Yun decided on the quantity of things she bought back according to the number of guests. After all, she couldn't buy too little, but she couldn't buy too much either. If she bought too little, she couldn't entertain the guests. If she bought too much, it would be a waste if she couldn't finish it. Liang Jinxiao said that there were a total of more than 70 families in the village who had sent gifts. Including her relatives, there were about 80 families. Basically, there were 8 people sitting at a table in the countryside, except for children. Basically, one person from each family who had sent gifts would come to the wedding. Some families would bring their children over, but the children would not be at the table. They would make do with something to eat at the side. Based on the number of people who came, Zhao Er's family estimated that there would be 10 tables of banquets. With so many banquets, Zhao Yun had already estimated how many dishes she would prepare in her heart. Zhao Yun had asked the butcher to save the pork for her in advance. There were 50 kilograms of meat left. 50 pounds of meat might seem like a lot, but many dishes required meat. Meat pies, meatballs, stir-fried meat, etc. He bought more than 10 chickens and a lot of fish. The other thing was vegetables. These side dishes were quite cheap. Although they bought a lot, they didn't spend much. The other thing was to buy alcohol. All the men who came to drink wine had to drink wine, so this had to be prepared well. Zhao Yun bought 10 jars and brought them back. It was fine if they couldn't finish the wine. They could keep it and drink it slowly later. Anyway, Zhao Wenhua loved to drink, and the men working at home had to prepare a few cups of wine to entertain him every day. He spent a total of 2 taels of silver. Counting the gifts from the other families, there was still a little surplus. This was the first time the third branch was holding a banquet, so they naturally couldn't be too shabby. Otherwise, they would be looked down upon and laughed at. This time, Zhao Yun didn't let those people from old Zhao's family participate in the third branch's wedding banquet. They were all unreliable. If she let them help, she was afraid that they wouldn't be able to help and would cause a lot of trouble instead. However, this wedding banquet wasn't a simple matter. Zhao Ping found a few more reliable people to come over. One of them was Mu Lan, Mu Hin, old Madam Chen, Zhao herself, and Liang Jinxiao. The 3 of them were busy, and there were enough people. Mu Lan and Mu Hin could help wash and cut the vegetables. Liang Jinxiao and old Madam Chen could help, and Zhao Yun could cook. That was enough. Chapter 1002. She invited old Madam Chen over because she was more familiar with her. Zhao Yun wouldn't pay her for coming over to help. She was prepared to give some of the leftover meat and side dishes to old Madam Chen as a form of gratitude after she was done with her work. It was much better for the villagers to take a fancy to these things than to give them money directly. With her relationship with Mu Lan now, Zhao Yun didn't feel embarrassed to ask for Mu Lan's help. When their relationship reached a certain level, they wouldn't stand on ceremony with each other. After buying the things, Zhao Yun moved them into the car one by one. Fortunately, Xiao Mao was strong and could now pull more weight. It was all thanks to Xiao Mao. Zhao Yun patted Xiao Mao's head and said to Xiao Mao, you've worked hard. I'll give you something good to eat when we go back. Xiao Mao raised its head in response. Zhao Yun's smile deepened. After patting Xiao Mao's head, she stared at Xiao Mao and found that Xiao Mao had grown a lot. Its current size couldn't be called a little donkey anymore. It should be called a big donkey. Zhao Yun wondered if Xiao Mao's size would be as big as a horse one day. It shouldn't be possible. After all, Xiao Mao was just a donkey. It was different from a horse. It was a different species, so it would be difficult to catch up. Xiao Mao, eat well when we go back. Let's see how big you can grow. Zhao Yun patted Xiao Mao's head again and reminded it. Furry seemed to understand and made a series of soft noises. Zhao Yun thought that Xiao Mao had agreed and smiled at Xiao Mao. Xiao Mao is so obedient. Liang Jinxiao didn't have much experience in hosting a banquet for the first time, so he was worried about whether he could host a good banquet. The last time old Zhao's family held a wedding was when Zhao Tianlong got married. However, they hadn't split up at that time. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua were in charge of the arrangements. Now that they had split up, she had to take care of the family matters alone. He was afraid that he would mess up the banquet if something went wrong. If he really messed it up, it wouldn't be good for Zhao Ping'er's wedding. Seeing Liang Jinxiao frowning, Zhao Yun asked, "Mother, what's wrong? What are you thinking about?" Liang Jinxiao came back to his senses and said with a smile, "Nothing. I'm just worried that we won't be able to do a good job at the banquet tomorrow." Zhao Yun chuckled and said, "Mother, I was wondering what you were worried about. It turns out that you were worried about this. Mother, it's fine. We can definitely do it well." Liang Jinxiao sighed slightly. "After all, we don't have much experience. We don't know if we can do it. Yuner, do you want to ask your grandmother to help?" Your grandmother knows a lot. Zhao Yuner waved her hand. Mother, forget it. Grandma can help, but she will definitely extort money or things from our family. Didn't they invite Mrs. Zhu? We can just ask her to help us. She's an old woman. How can she be worse than our grandmother? Your grandmother is a family member after all. She's an outsider. She definitely won't help us so wholeheartedly. How can we trouble her? Zhao Yuner smiled. Mother, you're thinking too much. To be honest, our grandmother isn't as reliable as Mrs. Zhu. Our grandmother is very jealous of our family's situation now. She probably can't wait for our family to not have a good life. Now that Sister Ping is getting married, she can do her best to help us arrange the banquet. This. Liang Jinxiao didn't know what to say. Chapter 1003. I can only trouble Auntie Chin. Mom, don't think about it. What's the point of thinking about it? It's just adding more trouble to yourself. Liang Jinxiao responded. She was like this. Sometimes, she couldn't help but like to let her imagination run wild. After buying these things, Zhao Yun took Xiaomao back home. The family Qin people had their own arrangements. Zhao Yun's family just had to do their own things. Although they couldn't get involved in the family Qin matters, Zhao Yun was still curious about what the family Qin would be like. After buying the things, they returned to the village. Zhao Yun just bought the things in advance. The banquet would be held tomorrow. However, there were still a lot of things to do this afternoon. The dishes and things like that had to be prepared in advance. This way, they wouldn't be too tired when they were busy tomorrow. For example, meatballs, meat pies, and things like that. They had to be ready this afternoon or at night. There was also the chicken. The feathers had to be plucked in advance, cleaned, and stewed tomorrow morning. As for the other dishes, they could just prepare them tomorrow. After Zhao Yun got the things back, she returned to her house. Dao Du stayed at home the whole morning. He practiced according to what Yi Li said yesterday. When Zhao Yun returned home, she found Dao Du in the room. Dao Du had fallen quite badly. What's wrong, Dao Du? Zhao Yun saw Dao Du lying on the bed and couldn't help but ask. Dao Du looked at Zhao Yun pitifully. What's wrong? My little cutie. Zhao Yun said. She walked over to Dao Du and rubbed Dao Du's little face. Dao Du hurts? Hurts? Where does it hurt? My leg hurts. After speaking, Dao Du rolled up his pants, revealing his pink and tender calf. However, Dao Du's originally pink and tender calf was now bruised. It looked a little shocking. It seemed like the injury wasn't light. What happened? Zhao Yun asked with a frown. I accidentally fell. How did you fall for no reason? Uncle Handsome wanted me to practice stepping on a wooden stake. I accidentally stepped on it, so I fell from above. Is that so? Zhao Yun stared at Dao Du's injury. Do you want Dao Du to practice in the future? Dao Du frowned. I don't know. Mother, it hurts. At this moment, Yi Li couldn't help but say, Dao Du, Uncle Handsome told you before that it's not easy to learn how to fly. If you think it's too hard now and you want to give up, then just hang in there and give up now. After hearing Yi Li's words, Dao Du felt a sense of loss. In his heart, he wanted to be able to fly like Yi Li. However, he didn't think that it would be so painful to fall when he really practiced. Zhao Yun also responded, Yes, Dao Du. Your Uncle Handsome is right. If you want to give up, then give up as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's very normal for you to bump into things like this later on. Dao Du pouted. Mom? Yi Li sighed. Since you're a man, then you have to do this properly. Giving up halfway isn't something a man would do. Chapter 1004. When he heard Yi Li's words, Dao Du lowered his head in shame. It seemed that Uncle Handsome was disappointed in him. Dao Du thought about it. It was normal for Yi Li to be disappointed in him. After all, he had been boasting about wanting to learn how to fly in front of Uncle Handsome, but he couldn't take it after just a few days. Uncle Handsome, Dao Du looked at Yi Li and muttered. I'll do as you say. If you don't want to learn, I won't force you, Mu Lianfeng added. Daodu lowered his head and thought for a moment. Then he said to Yi Li, Uncle Handsome, if Daodu wants to learn, then Daodu should learn from Uncle Handsome. Daodu won't be afraid of pain in the future. You can persevere. When he heard Daodu's words, Yi Li's lips curled into a smile. Since you're willing to learn, I'll do my best to teach you. Thank you, Uncle Handsome. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth also raised into a smile. She felt that Yi Li was right. Since he wanted to learn, then he should do his best to learn. There was no reason to give up halfway. It wasn't just this matter. Daodu would more or less experience hardships when he grew up. If Daodu gave up after suffering a little, then he wouldn't be able to grow. All right then. Daodu, Mother will apply some ointment on you. You'll be fine after a few days of rest, Zhao Yun said. Daodu nodded. Okay, Mother. Mother will do it for you now. Okay. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she rummaged through the box and took out the ointment. This ointment was left behind by Mu Lianfeng before he left. These things were prepared as a precaution against any eventuality. If someone in the family got hurt, she could take out the ointment as a precaution. It just so happened that these things that had been prepared were all put to use. Zhao Yun took out the ointment and applied it on Daodu. Daodu smiled and said to Daodu, Mother, this ointment feels so good. It's cold. Really? So comfortable. Daodu's leg doesn't hurt as much anymore. Daodu said with a smile. It seemed that this ointment was quite effective. Sure enough, Mu Lianfeng's things were good stuff. Uncle Handsome. Daodu suddenly looked at Yi Li. After being called by Daodu, Yi Li was startled and looked at Daodu. What is it, Daodu? Uncle Beauty, how did you learn to fly when you first started? Did you fall down like Daodu? Yi Li was silent for a moment before saying, Of course, I fell down more than once. But I always got up to practice after falling down. Then Uncle Handsome, when you fell, didn't it hurt like Daodu? Did you apply this cold ointment? Speaking of this, Yi Li suddenly fell silent. Thinking back to his past, he wasn't as lucky as Daodu. Back then, he was forced to practice Qigong by his father, who was very strict with him. Every time he fell down during practice and hurt himself, his father would pull him to continue practicing. He wasn't like Zhao Yun, who cared about Daodu. Now that he saw that Daodu had Zhao Yun's gentle care, Yi Li was very envious. What's wrong, Uncle Handsome? Daodu asked in a soft voice. Nothing. Yi Li smiled bitterly. I'm not as lucky as you. I didn't even get to apply ointment when I fell down when I was young. Daodu looked at Yi Li sympathetically. Uncle Handsome, you're so pitiful. Chapter 1005. That's right. Beautiful uncle, you're so pitiful. When you fall, you can't use the earthy ointment like Daodu. There's someone who cares for you. Daodu said in a soft voice. Yi Li raised his mouth again. It's all right. You'll get used to it. Daodu, you have to cherish your parents' love for you, understand? Daodu nodded heavily and replied, I understand, beautiful uncle. At the mention of Daodu's father, Daodu's little brows furrowed slightly and he muttered something. Mother, father has been away for a while. When will he be back? This, Zhao Yun, was silent for a moment. She herself wasn't sure. Mother doesn't know either, but he should be back soon. Oh. Daodu's little eyes darkened and he looked a little disappointed. It seemed that he really missed Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun also hoped that Mu Lianfeng would hurry back. She wondered how he was doing in the capital. Yi Li's heart tightened when he heard Daodu and Zhao Yun's conversation. If Mu Lianfeng came back, then he would have to leave. After all, Mu Lianfeng would definitely be unhappy when he saw him. Moreover, their family was very warm together. As an outsider, it wouldn't be right for him to come between them. He still had to recuperate for a few more days. When Mu Lianfeng came back, he would leave. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun went to the third branch to work. Mu Lan and Mu Hin followed her. Originally, Zhao Ping didn't like Mu Hin, but she was here to help her with the banquet. Moreover, because she was about to get married, Zhao Ping was in a very good mood. She couldn't wait to get married and become Qin Yuan's real wife. As long as they were not married, they were not husband and wife. There were too many variables. Zhao Ping was afraid that Qin Yuan would suddenly regret his decision. By the time they got married, it would be too late for Qin Yuan to regret. Zhao Ping was very excited at the thought of becoming Qin Yuan's wife. The closer the date was, the more obvious Zhao Ping's desire to get married was. When it was time for a woman to get married, she would still be reluctant to part with her family and act a little sad. However, Zhao Ping was different. Zhao Ping was always talking about whether time could pass faster. Seeing Zhao Ping like this, Zhao Yun could only roll her eyes. As for Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua, they could only sigh. They had raised such a grown-up daughter, and she was about to get married. Initially, they were a little reluctant to part with her. However, looking at Zhao Ping now, she didn't seem to be reluctant to part with her parents at all. As the saying goes, a grown woman can't be kept at home. Zhao Ping was probably like this. It would be good for her to get married early. Well, they could worry about that. After 2 days of work, Zhao Ping married into a family Qin family. It was quieter with one less person in the house. While Zhao Yun and the others were busy with work, Zhao Ping was holed up in the house. She had no intention of helping at all. When Liang Jinxiao saw this, he couldn't help but say, "Ping, if you don't have anything else to do, don't stay in the house. Come out and help." Zhao Ping pursed her lips unhappily. "Mother, why do you want me to help? It's not like you can't handle it." "Ping, even outsiders are here to help. It's your own business. Aren't you embarrassed to play by yourself and not care about anything?" Zhao Ping was unhappy and retorted, "Mother, how can you say that? If I'm busy, my hands will definitely not look good. Mother, I still want to get married prettily tomorrow." Chapter 1006. No one could argue with her when she decided to slack off. She made up so many excuses. Zhao Yun could not help but roll her eyes. This Zhao Ping was really interesting. She was lazy, but she still had to come up with so many excuses. However, thinking that Zhao Ping was disgusting her at home, she could only be disgusted for one day. She would be getting married tomorrow, so she would not be upset if she did not see her. "Mother, I'm telling the truth. It's not like you need my help." All right, let's not talk about you anymore. Go to the house and rest. Anyway, I can't count on you," Liang Jinxiao said helplessly. Sigh, some people really can't recognize themselves. Even if they take good care of their hands, what's the use? Looking at that face, I don't have any appetite anyway, Zhao Yun'er muttered. Coincidentally, Zhao Ping had already gone into the house and did not hear Zhao Yun'er's words. Otherwise, she would definitely jump out and argue with Zhao Yun'er again. Liang Jinxiao hurried to Zhao Yun'er and said to Zhao Yun'er, "Yun, if you want to say something, if Ping hears you, we'll probably quarrel again." "Mother, are you still afraid that she'll be angry? I've never seen such a gluttonous and lazy woman." Zhao Yun'er could not help but shake her head. Why did Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua give birth to such a daughter? Sigh. At the mention of this, Liang Jinxiao also sighed deeply. "What can we do? Pingder's like this. I just hope that she'll become better in the future." Zhao Yun'er smiled. "Mother, don't worry. Sister Ping will definitely become better in the future. With the guidance of her in-laws, I don't believe that Sister Ping can be as lazy as she is in our family." Liang Jinxiao agreed wholeheartedly with Zhao Yun'er's words. That's true. Her in-laws' family is different from her maiden family. When she's in their family, she has to be controlled by them. Now that you've become someone else's daughter-in-law, you don't have to take care of the household chores. You have to be filial to your elders and serve your in-laws. Otherwise, if you're bullied at your in-laws' house, we won't be able to say anything. Zhao Yun'er sneered. She was looking forward to seeing what Zhao Ping'er would be like when she married into the family Qin. The Qin couple looked all right on the surface, but Zhao Yun'er knew that these two people were also weirdos and definitely not easy to deal with. She was polite to Zhao Ping'er now because she was greedy for Zhao Yun'er's things. Once Zhao Ping married into the family Qin family and the dowry was given, then Zhao Ping would be at the mercy of their family. Of course, the more miserable Zhao Ping's life was in the future, the happier Zhao Yuner would be. She couldn't deal with this kind of B***tch, but there were plenty of people who could do it for her. Yuner, I'll go get the peeled longans. Liang Jinxiao called out, then walked into the room of the third branch with a small wooden basin. When holding a banquet, in addition to some dishes, there were also desserts. When the time came, the longans would be stewed, and a bowl would be placed on each table for everyone to eat. Longans were a delicacy in the countryside. Usually, they could only be eaten on such occasions. After all, longans were more expensive and not cheap. Not everyone could afford it. Mother, go ahead. Zhao Yuner responded. Peeling longans was also a huge project. With so many longans, it would probably take half an hour to peel all of them. When they arrived at the room of the third branch, Zhao Ping saw that Liang Jinxiao was peeling longans and hurried over. Mother, are you peeling longans? Liang Jinxiao responded. Chapter 1007. Zhao Ping suddenly became very attentive. Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Ping with some confusion. Ping, didn't you just say that you don't want to help with the chores? You need to take good care of your hands. Otherwise, they won't look good when you get married tomorrow. Zhao Ping smiled embarrassedly. Mother, that's washing vegetables and cutting dishes. It hurts my hands. Peeling longans won't hurt my hands at all. Liang Jinxiao nodded and thought that it was true. Zhao Ping continued to be very attentive. Mother, you can go out and do your work. Leave this to me. I promise to help you peel them well. Liang Jinxiao glanced at Zhao Ping and thought that since Zhao Ping was willing to work, it was a good thing. There was still a lot of work outside. He would leave this to Zhao Ping so that he could go out and help out more. Thus, he nodded to Zhao Ping and said, Okay, Ping, I'll leave this to you. Don't worry, Mother. I'll definitely do it well. This was not a difficult task. It only needed to take some time. Liang Jinxiao agreed. He went out to help with other things. Zhao saw Liang Jinxiao come out and asked curiously, Mother, how did you finish peeling the longans so quickly? Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, It's not that I finished peeling them. It's your sister Ping who helped to peel them. Sister Ping is helping? Zhao Yuner frowned. Zhao Ping said that she would not help a second ago, but the next second, she stepped in and helped to peel the longans. According to Zhao Yuner's understanding of Zhao Ping, that woman Zhao Ping must be up to no good. Mother, don't let Sister Ping eat all of them while she's peeling them. Liang Jinxiao's lips twitched. Yuner, that can't be, right? Mother, what's there to not know? It's not like you don't know what Sister Ping is like. I don't think so. If he ate it all, what would the customers eat tomorrow? He shouldn't be so insensible. Liang Jinxiao muttered. Although he said so, he was actually a little worried. Therefore, she hurried into the house to see how Zhao Ping was peeling it. In fact, it was somewhat similar to what Zhao Yuner had guessed. Zhao Ping sat in the house, peeling and eating from time to time. However, Zhao Ping was smart. She didn't spit the shell out on the ground. Instead, she put it in her pocket. This way, no one would be able to find out after she ate it. If Liang Jinxiao hadn't secretly glanced at it, he probably wouldn't have found out. Seeing that Zhao Ping was secretly eating, Liang Jinxiao couldn't help but sigh in his heart. How could his daughter be like this? She was really insensible. She was already so old, but she didn't think about anything. She was really making her parents worried sick. Liang Jinxiao walked up to Zhao Ping and said to Zhao Ping with a sullen face, Ping, I asked you to peel the shell, not to eat it. You said that you were peeling and eating at the same time. By the time you finished peeling all the shells, would you have eaten half of them? Zhao Ping didn't expect Liang Jinxiao to suddenly barge in. She frowned and said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, why did you come in again? You didn't even make a sound. You were like a ghost. You scared the hell out of me. Liang Jinxiao was angered by Zhao Ping. This girl, what was she talking about? She didn't pay attention at all. What did she mean by she looked like a ghost? Which part of her looked like a ghost? Wasn't she cursing someone? It sounded very unlucky. Chapter 1008. Mother. Zhao Ping knew that Liang Jinxiao had seen her eating secretly. She lowered her head and did not know what to say for a moment. Hey, you little girl. I asked you to peel something, but you ate it secretly. If you finish it, what are you going to feed the guests tomorrow? Mother, isn't there more? Zhao Ping muttered unwillingly. There is more, but there isn't a lot. If you eat too much, there won't be enough for the guests. We didn't buy that much. Liang Jinxiao said in a lecturing tone. Because Liang Jinxiao was rarely strict with Zhao Ping felt very wronged and uncomfortable when he suddenly said this. Didn't I just eat something? If you talk about me like that, I won't eat any more. Zhao Ping pouted her mouth and looked unwilling to give up. Liang Jinxiao sighed deeply again. Hey, you little girl, just don't eat it later. Oh yeah, I know, mother. After Liang Jinxiao finished nagging Zhao Ping, he went out again. He thought that Zhao Ping would not continue to eat in the future. He felt a lot in his heart. What Liang Jinxiao did not expect was that Zhao Ping was extraordinarily thick-skinned. After Liang Jinxiao left, Zhao Ping peeled the longans, but still secretly ate a few. Zhao Ping did not care. If there was less, wouldn't it be fine if there was less on the table? After Liang Jinxiao left the house, he continued to help. At this time, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia came over. Li Chuiying smiled and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Third sister-in-law, you are really busy. Do you need me and your sister-in-law to help?" Liang Jinxiao glanced at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. She hadn't expected her sister-in-law and second sister-in-law to be so kind as to come over. She smiled a little embarrassedly. "Eldest sister-in-law, second sister-in-law, it's not good to trouble you, is it?" Li Chuiying hurriedly waved his hand and said, "Third sister-in-law, what are you saying? We are a family. What is there to be good about? It's only right that we help each other." Feng Zhangxia also followed behind and echoed, "Yes, third sister-in-law, your family is too busy. It's okay for me and your second sister-in-law to help." Is this okay? Liang Jinxiao was still a little embarrassed to trouble the two of them. "Why not? Your sister-in-law and I happen to be free. With 2 more people working, we can finish the work earlier, don't you think so?" Liang Jinxiao pondered for a moment. That was indeed the case. However, it was not good to ask for help after all. Moreover, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's sudden kindness made Zhao Yun feel strange. Hence, Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun and asked for Zhao Yun's opinion first. "Yun, your eldest aunt and second aunt said that they are coming to help us." Zhao Yun looked at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. As the saying goes, one who is unaccountably solicitous is hiding evil intentions. She didn't believe that these 2 people came to help on the account that they were relatives. Perhaps they had some ulterior motives. Zhao Yun guessed that this matter had something to do with the banquet held by her family. After all, they had separated from old Zhao's family. As an independent family, old Zhao's family only gave a gift money. Hence, they were very fond of wine and would only invite Zhao Baoshan to the table. No one else would have a share. If their family didn't invite other members of old Zhao's family over, these people wouldn't be able to eat. Chapter 1009. After all, the smell of the food would definitely be very enticing. Most of old Zhao's family members were gluttons. Now that Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were here to help, they knew very well that if they helped, Zhao Yun wouldn't refuse to let them eat. They could help when they had nothing to do. When the time came, they could eat delicious food. It was definitely worth it. This wasn't a losing deal, so of course they would do it. Zhao Yun smiled at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. "Eldest auntie, second auntie, you're really enthusiastic today." For some reason, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia felt very guilty when they saw Zhao Yun smile. "Yun, listen to what you said. It's only right for eldest auntie and second auntie to come and help. Your sister Ping is getting married. That's a big deal. As aunts, we naturally have to help. That's right. Although we're separated, we're still a family. You have too few people. I'm afraid you won't be able to handle it. That's why we're here to help. When the time comes, you'll have more free time. The two of them echoed each other and were having a lot of fun talking. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth couldn't help but twitch. Interesting, really interesting. If one were to say that these two aunts were stupid, sometimes they were really smart. However, Zhao Yun didn't care. Let them say whatever they wanted. If he wanted to take advantage of her, that was not going to happen. I didn't expect eldest auntie and second auntie to be so enthusiastic. If I had known, I wouldn't have asked outsiders for help. But now that they've already asked for help, and they took the time to come over, it's not good to let them go. So, eldest auntie, second auntie, we appreciate your kindness, but we don't need you to do anything now. Zhao Yun's words were very obvious. She was rejecting Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia's help. Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia were a little anxious. Yun'er, wouldn't it be faster if we had 2 more people to help us? Zhao Yun'er chuckled. There's not much work to do. We'll be done in a while. But, first auntie, second auntie, if you have nothing else to do, you can rest at home. Third sister-in-law, you see. Your eldest sister-in-law and I want to help. Why doesn't your girl let us? That's right. Could it be that you despise us, or do you have something against us? Third sister-in-law, don't treat our good intentions as ill intentions. Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia were arguing in Liang Jinxiao's ear, which gave Liang Jinxiao a headache. What she didn't understand was why Zhao Yun wouldn't let Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia help. She knew that Zhao Yun must have thought of something. Otherwise, she wouldn't have stopped them. Zhao Yun frowned in annoyance. First auntie, second auntie, it's understandable that the two of you want to help. But your eagerness inevitably makes people feel that you're plotting something. She was talking to them nicely and giving them face. Since they didn't want to listen, then she didn't need to be polite. After Zhao Yun said this, Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia were speechless for a moment. What are we plotting? You silly girl, what are you talking about? Good intentions don't pay off. Ha, Zhao Yun laughed coldly. First auntie, second auntie, that's enough. You don't have to pretend anymore. There's really no benefit for you to come back and help our family. Chapter 10:10. You silly girl, we're just helping out. Do you think we're the same as you? How did we take advantage of your family? Li Chuang said angrily with a red face. That's right. We were kind enough to help you, but you said we were taking advantage of your family. What do you mean? Feng Zhangxia also said with a red face. Eldest aunt, second aunt, why are you so agitated? Since you're not, that's even better. Eldest aunt, second aunt, since the two of you didn't help us to take advantage of us, then let's make a deal now. When the time comes, you can't eat the dishes in my kitchen. Zhao Yun gave them a heads up in advance. If the two of them really wanted to get up later, she wanted to see if they still had the nerve to be embarrassed. Sure enough, after Zhao Yun finished speaking, Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia suddenly stared at each other, not knowing what to say. Silly girl, how can you be like this? Your eldest aunt and I are helping you, but you don't even give us food. Isn't this too much? Li Chuang asked with a trembling voice. That's right. We don't want anything else. You can't even bear to give us food? This silly girl, this isn't right. Feng Zhangxia said with some reluctance. Zhao Yun sneered. Eldest aunt, second aunt, our family didn't ask you to come over to help. We already said that we don't need your help. Since you insist, then you shouldn't ask for food. This shows that you didn't come over to help us without asking for anything. You still want to take our family's things. You silly girl, that's too much. How dare you say that about us? If you don't even give us food, then what help do we have? That's right. Hearing Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia's nagging, Zhao Yun really couldn't stand it anymore. First aunt, second aunt, I beg you, please spare me. Our family didn't ask for your help. Since that's the case, you can go about your business. You don't have to worry about our family's affairs. Liang Jinxiao sighed and said to Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia, eldest sister-in-law, second sister-in-law, we have enough people in our family. You two don't need to help. Third sister-in-law, why do you say that? I'll listen to you. Liang Jinxiao lowered his head and replied. You're an elder. Why are you listening to a little girl? You have no opinions at all. In the face of Li Chuang and Liang Jinxiao's nagging, Liang Jinxiao did not say anything. Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia were helpless. After nagging for a long time, Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao ignored them, so they had no choice but to give up. Seeing Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia enter the room angrily, Liang Jinxiao went to Zhao Yun'er and couldn't help but ask, actually, it's okay to ask your first aunt and second aunt to come over and help, right? Just give them some food. When the time comes, there will be a lot of food left in our house. It's okay to give them some more food. Zhao Yun'er chuckled, thinking that Liang Jinxiao was too naive. Mother, do you really think that it's okay to just give them some food? Liang Jinxiao asked doubtfully, isn't it? Chapter 10-11. With Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia's greedy personalities, a little bit of food wouldn't satisfy them. Seeing that there was a lot of food left over at their family's banquet, they would definitely think about it. Really? Liang Jinxiao still didn't quite believe it. Mom, don't think so much. Anyway, whether it's true or not, we don't need their help now to avoid being taken advantage of. Liang Jinxiao sighed. All right then. She couldn't say anything, so she listened to Zhao Yun. This daughter of hers was quite accurate. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't let people bully their family too much. Even if they offended Li Chuang and Feng Zhangxia, so be it. This wasn't the first time they had offended them, so they weren't afraid at all. There would be a lot of work to be done tomorrow. In addition to preparing these dishes, they also had to prepare tables and chairs. When the time came, old Zhao's courtyard would definitely be full. For a banquet of 10 tables, they would have to prepare 10 tables. Their family only had one table, so they had to borrow the rest of the tables and chairs. However, this was the case for banquets in the village. It was impossible for every family to have more than one table and chair. When it came to a big event like a banquet, they had to borrow each other's tables and chairs. When they returned the tables and chairs, they just had to give some candy, peanuts, or melon seeds to express their gratitude. Zhao Wenhua had already discussed with a few families in the village about the tables and chairs. They just had to bring them back when the time came. In addition to the tables and chairs, they had to serve the dishes. For a banquet of 10 tables, there would be a lot of people, so they also needed people to help serve the dishes. Zhao Yun'er's family planned to let Zhao Tianan serve the dishes. Her brother was tall and strong, so he would definitely be able to do this kind of work. The other one was Zhao Tianhu, who volunteered to help serve the dishes. Zhao Yun'er naturally agreed. It just so happened that Zhao Tianhu helped, so she had an excuse to ask him to stay for dinner. Otherwise, Zhao Tianhu would be embarrassed to come over to eat if he saw that the rest of old Zhao's family didn't eat. With 2 people serving the dishes, it was more or less enough. Yun'er, I'll go and borrow a furnace. Liang Jinxiao said. There were only 2 pots at home, which would definitely not be enough when the time came. He would have to borrow a stove to use. When the time came, the chicken soup could be stewed directly in the stove and wouldn't occupy the pot. Mother, who are you going to borrow it from? Zhao Yun asked. I heard that your young mistress's family has it. I'll go over and ask if she can lend it to us, Liang Jinxiao said. When she heard that it was Zhao Yun'er's eldest grandmother, Zhao Yun'er felt that it was most likely impossible. It would be strange if Madame Hu was willing to lend it. Seeing Zhao Yun'er's reaction, Liang Jinxiao could not help but ask, What's wrong, Yun'er? Zhao Yun'er smiled and shook her head. Mother, it's nothing. Mother, other than my young mistress's family, is there no other family that has a stove? Liang Jinxiao thought for a moment. Other families definitely have it, but I don't know who has it. If you want to know, you have to go and ask. Why don't you go directly to your young mistress's house and see if she can lend it to us? Zhao Yuner sighed. Since that was the case, she naturally couldn't say anything. Mother, you can go and borrow it, but I don't think young mistress will lend it to us. It can't be. It's just a stove. Your young mistress shouldn't be so stingy, right? Liang Jinxiao asked with a frown. I don't know, Mother. Maybe she will. You go and ask first. If she doesn't want to lend it to us, then we don't need it. All right then. Liang Jinxiao nodded. He had to ask first and give it a try. Chapter 10:12. If she had a stove at home and someone came to borrow it from her, she would definitely lend it to them. They were relatives after all. If she didn't lend them such a small thing, she would really lose face. Of course, Liang Jinxiao was thinking on the bright side, but Zhao Yuner didn't. After all, Madame who had quarreled with their family before. It was normal for her not to lend them the stove. Liang Jinxiao went to Madame Hu's house with a tentative attitude and told her about borrowing the stove. Madame Hu didn't directly refuse to lend it to them. Instead, she talked to Liang Jinxiao about her conditions. Her conditions weren't too excessive. She just wanted them to give a bowl of leftover meat dishes to her family after the banquet. This was something that Zhao Yuner's family could definitely do. Liang Jinxiao felt that it was acceptable and agreed. To Madame Hu, a bowl of meat dishes was worth at least 10 copper coins. She wouldn't lose anything if she borrowed the stove. Anyone would be willing to get a bowl of meat dishes for free. Seeing Liang Jinxiao bring the stove back, Zhao Yuner suddenly felt as if she had seen a ghost. Mother, young mistress actually lent it to us? Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, Sai, it can't be considered as lending it to us. Your young mistress didn't agree at first. Later on, she said that if we were to hold a banquet, we would have to give them a bowl of meat dishes. After Zhao Yuner heard this, she couldn't help but snort coldly. She has the nerve to ask for an exorbitant price. She asked for a bowl of meat dishes just to borrow something. Liang Jinxiao was equally helpless. There's no choice. If she doesn't want to lend it to us, we won't lend it to her. If we borrow it from someone else, we'll definitely be embarrassed and have to give them something. Let's just give them a bowl of leftover meat dishes. Zhao Yuner thought about it and felt that it made sense. Fortunately, they only asked for vegetables and didn't ask for an exorbitant price. All right, Mother, that's settled then. All right, Mother, put the stove in the house. We still need it tomorrow. Yeah. Zhao Yuner said and began to prepare to wash the chicken. The chicken had already been slaughtered, plucked a few feathers, and was about to be cut open. Zhao Yuner rolled up her sleeves. She had to roll them up high so that her sleeves wouldn't get wet. After Zhao Yuner rolled up her sleeves, the golden bracelet that was originally worn on her hand appeared in front of everyone. Mu Lan and Mu Hin were momentarily blinded by the shiny golden bracelet on Zhao Yuner's wrist. Mu Lan's eyes were attracted by the golden bracelet on Zhao Yuner's wrist. She asked Zhao Yuner, your bracelet is so beautiful. Is it gold? Zhao Yuner glanced at the golden bracelet on her wrist. The corners of her mouth curved slightly, and she nodded in response. Yeah, it's gold. Mu Lan looked at Zhao Yuner with envy in her eyes. Yuner, it's so beautiful. Such a big golden bracelet must be worth a lot of money, right? Zhao Yuner nodded. It should be worth a lot of money. However, she didn't know the exact price. After all, it was a gift from Yili. She also didn't have the nerve to ask Yili how much he paid for the bracelet. I'm not sure either. Was it a gift from Master Shitzi? Mu Lan gossiped and asked. After asking, Mu Lan continued to mutter to herself, AI, look at how I'm asking. It must be a gift from Master Shitzi. Other than Master Shitzi, who else could give you such an expensive gift? Chapter 10:13. If she were to say that Yili had given this to her, how would Mu Lan react? In order not to let Mu Lan think too much, Zhao Yuner did not explain and let Mu Lan think that Mu Lianfeng had given it to her. Mu Lan stared at Zhao Yuner's bracelet and continued to look at it. Her expression was full of envy. You're the luckiest woman I've ever seen. You're so lucky to be with Master Shitsi. Master Shitsi is of noble status. If you're with him in the future, no one will bully you. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, Sister-in-law Mulan, you don't have to be envious of me. Isn't Brother Eru also quite good? You have to cherish him. Mulan nodded. Eru is quite good. Apart from not having a status like Master Shitsi, he's not bad at all. Zhao Yun'er smiled. That's enough. These are all external things. As long as Eru treats you and the child well, the most important thing is that your family is happy together. Zhao Yun'er knew that it was normal for Mulan to be envious when she saw her living condition with a man like Mu Lianfeng. As long as it was a woman, she would probably want her man to be outstanding and perfect. However, Zhao Yun'er still hoped that Mulan would set her mind straight and not neglect what she had because she was envious of others. Actually, Mulan did not know that she was also envious of her. No matter what, Zhu Eru was a good husband and a good father. Mulan was Zhu Eru's wife and the two of them could be together legitimately. Although they were not that rich, they were happy together as a family and their lives were getting better and better. But she, compared to Mulan, she was a far cry. Until now, she still didn't have a proper identity, and she could foresee the difficulties she would face when she was with Mu Lianfeng in the future. In fact, if she could, she would rather Mu Lianfeng be an ordinary person. When the two of them were together, they didn't have to think too much. As long as they worked hard, their days would get better and better. Mu Hin quickly responded, Sis, Yun'er sis is right. Brother-in-law is a good man. You don't know how many people envy you for marrying a good man. If I were to get married, I would also want to marry someone like brother-in-law. After being coaxed by Zhao Yun'er and Mu Hin, Mulan felt very happy. That's enough, stop praising him. If you continue to praise Eru, he will be praised to the heavens. Mulan mocked Zhao Yun'er and Mu Hin, but there was a smile on her face. Sister-in-law Mulan, I'm not praising him. I'm telling the truth. That's right. Brother-in-law is a good man. It's not too much to praise him to the heavens. Zhao Pinger finished peeling the longan and walked out of the house. She had wanted to greet Liang Jinxiao. Then, she saw the golden bracelet on Zhao Yun'er's wrist and her eyes lit up. She walked towards Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Pinger's attitude suddenly became much better. She smiled at Zhao Yun'er and said, Sister Yun'er, where did you get the golden bracelet on your wrist? After Zhao Yun'er heard Zhao Pinger's words, she couldn't help but frown. Why did this woman come out of the house and see the golden bracelet on her wrist? Chapter 10:14. Could it be that she had taken a fancy to her bracelet? Zhao Yun'er's frown deepened. Thinking about it, this was indeed a possibility. Somewhat displeased, she said to Zhao Pinger, Sister Pinger, why do you care so much? What does it have to do with you where I got this bracelet? In any case, it wasn't stolen or snatched. Zhao Pinger pursed her lips. Zhao Yun'er, why are you so petty? I'm just asking a question. Ask a question, and you're not telling me. Zhao Yun'er sneered. Sister Pinger, what's the point of asking this question? What does it have to do with you where I got it? If you don't want to tell me, then don't tell me. Even if you don't tell me, I can guess that Lord Air must have given it to you. Zhao Yun'er rolled her eyes. Sister Pinger, since you already know, why are you still asking? You. Zhao Pinger angrily glared at Zhao Yun'er before suddenly suppressing her anger. Zhao Pinger's eyes turned, and she moved closer to Zhao Yun'er. She said to Zhao Yun'er, Younger Sister Yun'er, I have something to discuss with you. Sister Pinger, if you have something to say, just say it. Zhao Yun'er replied indifferently. This Zhao Pinger had learned how to make a fuss. Zhao Pinger smiled embarrassedly and then said, Yun'er, your golden bracelet is really beautiful. I'm getting married tomorrow. When I get married, can you lend me your golden bracelet for a day? After I get married, I'll return it to you. What do you think? After Zhao Pinger finished speaking, she looked nervously at Zhao Yun'er, waiting for Zhao Yun'er's reply. When Zhao Yun'er heard this, she couldn't help but snort softly. This Zhao Pinger, She didn't know where she got the cheek to actually have the nerve to open her mouth and say such things to her. Yuna, just lend it to me for a day. I definitely won't break your golden bracelet, and I'm not asking you for it and not returning it to you. I just want to make myself more beautiful when I get married tomorrow. Yuna, you can't even bear to this, can you? Zhao Ping'er looked at Zhao Yun'er anxiously. Without waiting for Zhao Yun'er's reply, Zhao Yun'er, we're sisters. You can't trust others, but do you think I can't trust you? After saying this, Zhao Ping'er's gaze landed on Zhao Yun'er's bracelet. Usually, Zhao Ping'er would definitely not say such things. This time, because she wanted to beg her, she and Zhao Yun'er acted like sisters. If these words were to be said, how could Zhao Ping'er not want to vomit? Ha, Zhao Yun'er sneered, Sister Ping'er, no one can win against you when it comes to talking. But you know that this bracelet was given to me by Master Shitzi. Master Shitzi told me not to lend it to others. Yuna, other people are other people. We're sisters, so am I other people? Why aren't you other people? Yuna, just lend it to me. Lend it to me for a day, please. Zhao Ping'er was like a pile of dog poop. Once she stuck to it, she couldn't get rid of it. Zhao Yun'er's frown deepened, and her face was filled with disgust and impatience. Zhao Ping'er, are you done yet? I won't lend it to you. Don't bother me. There are so many things that I can't finish, but you're here to meddle. Zhao Yun'er said unhappily. Chapter 10:15. Little Ping, why do you want to borrow it? Isn't it good enough to wear the wedding dress? You don't need the gold bracelet to embellish it. Liang Jinxiao said. Zhao Ping'er shook her head and said, Mother, that's different. The wedding dress is the wedding dress, and the gold bracelet is the gold bracelet. The wedding dress looks good, but if I can wear such a golden bracelet when I get married, then others will see it and it will be very impressive. Liang Jinxiao said with a frown. Ping-er, if you wear the gold bracelet, others won't see it. It's not in your sleeve. Mother, I can roll up my sleeve. Just like Yun-er now, won't others see it? After Zhao Ping-er finished speaking, Liang Jinxiao's expression was very complicated. Zhao Yun-er couldn't help but roll her eyes. This idiot actually wanted to do this. Wasn't she afraid of being beaten up for flaunting her wealth? Forget it. Ping-er, what's the point of doing this? You'll be laughed at by others if you do it. Zhao Ping-er pouted. Mother, you're just biased towards Zhao Yun-er, not letting them lend it to me. Mother, I'm about to get married, and you're still biased. Zhao Yun-er looked at Zhao Ping-er as if she was looking at a retard. Zhao Yun-er, I beg you, don't talk nonsense. Even if Mother says it, I won't lend it to you. Why are you so stingy? So what if I'm stingy? You're too evil. Idiot. Zhao Yun-er glanced at Zhao Ping-er and complained. She really didn't want to talk to a retard. It was really tiring to communicate with them. Zhao Yun-er, forget it if you don't want to lend it to me. Do you think I care? When I have the money, I'll buy it myself. Zhao Ping-er said angrily, then turned and entered the room of the third branch. There was a reason for her to say this. After all, she was still planning to set up a stall with Ma Xiaofeng. Once he succeeded, he would definitely be able to earn a lot of money. When she had money, she would buy all kinds of jewelry to dress herself up. After dressing herself up beautifully, Qin Yuan would definitely like her when he saw her. Zhao Yun-er looked at Zhao Ping'er's back as she left. She felt that Zhao Ping'er was just daydreaming. Yun'er, don't take out the golden bracelet on your hand so easily in the future. What if someone steals it from you? Mulan thought for a while and reminded Zhao Yun. After all, Zhao Yun'er's bracelet was not ordinary. Zhao Yun'er's golden bracelet was really too eye-catching. Okay, my sister-in-law. I know. If I don't wash it, I won't easily reveal it. In the afternoon, the third branch was as busy as a raging fire. The construction of the foundation of Zhao Yun'er's house had been temporarily suspended for the past 2 days. After all, Zhao Wenhua had to be busy at home and couldn't handle the construction of the land. At 3 or 4 o'clock, Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Tianen came back from outside. When Zhao Tianan saw Mu Hin, he was slightly excited. He went up to Mu Hin and smiled at Mu Hin. Mu Hin, you're here to help too? Yeah. Mu Hin nodded heavily, but there was a touch of shyness on her face. She didn't dare to look at Zhao Tianan. Thank you for coming to our house to help, Zhao Tianan said gratefully. You're welcome, Mu Hin said shyly. Zhao Tianan squatted together. I'll help too. Zhao Yuner didn't say anything to Zhao Tianan and let Zhao Tianan help. Chapter 10:16. His younger brother didn't seem to be good at picking up girls. He was really bad at picking up girls. How could he please a girl like this? He thought that if Zhao Tianan was also interested in Mu Hin, should he teach his younger brother how to pick up girls? After all, Zhao Tianan was really too old-fashioned and dull. When they were almost done, Mulan and Mulan went back. Zhao Yun didn't ask them to stay for dinner. After all, Mu Hin had to go back and prepare food for Zhu Eru and the children. Because there were many ingredients, Zhao Yun prepared a more sumptuous meal for dinner. The meat was directly fried on a plate, and there was also meat pie soup. When Zhao Yun saw the meat pie soup, she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. She liked to eat this kind of food, but it was more troublesome to make. So she didn't get to eat it often. This time, because it was a banquet, she specially put in a lot of effort to make it. There weren't many ingredients, but she had to cut the meat into small pieces and then use a small hammer to hammer the meat into a pie shape. This took a lot of effort. In addition, after blowing the meat into a pie shape, she spread a layer of flour on it. When eating, she directly added a little oil to the pot, boiled some water, and then put the meat pie in. When the meat pie was cooked, she added other seasonings. Finally, when she took it out of the pot, she just had to sprinkle a handful of chopped green onions. However, the meat pie made was very chewy and tasted better than ordinary meat. Because there were many preparations, Zhao Yun'er's family also ate a lot. The meat pie didn't come out of the pot, but it emitted a strong fragrance. The third branch of the family ate happily, but old Zhao's family didn't eat well. They didn't prepare much food for dinner. It was just some wild vegetables without oil. Even the rice was mixed with some miscellaneous grains. There was no white rice to eat. From time to time, the fragrance from Zhao Yun'er's kitchen made old Zhao's family hungry. Li Chueying couldn't help but swallow his saliva. When he thought that Zhao Yun'er's family could eat good food, but they couldn't, Li Chueying panicked. He originally planned to help so that he could eat. Now, because of Zhao Yun'er, he couldn't eat now. Mom, our food is really bad. When can we buy some meat? Li Chueying swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva and asked Hua Chunhua. You don't need to pay. We don't have money now, and you still want to eat meat. Why don't you go eat shit? Li Chueying retorted indignantly, Mother, who would eat shit? As long as they don't eat shit. Meat. Hua Chunhua snorted. Then you're smart now. I thought you would say that shit tastes better. The other people at the table couldn't help but snicker. Especially the first branch. Feng Zhangxia felt proud when she saw that Li Chueying was so familiar with Hua Chunhua. This idiot. She should be scolded. Shen Pan didn't have much of an appetite. After hearing Hua Chunhua's words, she couldn't eat any more. A country bumpkin was indeed a country bumpkin. Even when eating at the dining table, they could still talk about eating shit. Could it be that they were not afraid that others would not be able to eat it? However, Hua Chunhua was her elder, so Shen Pan couldn't scold Hua Chunhua. No matter how uncomfortable she felt, she suppressed it. Chapter 10:17. Country bumpkins were a characteristic of country bumpkins, especially old Zhao's family. He could tolerate it only if they didn't eat well, but he couldn't stand their nauseating chatter. She would return to her maternal home in a few days to recuperate. Fortunately, she didn't have to endure it for too long. She just had to wait for Zhao Tianlong to pass the scholarly examinations. She would have something to look forward to and she wouldn't feel too hopeless. Mother, what are you saying? Li Chuang felt very embarrassed after being scolded by Hua Chunhua. Hee, I'm speaking in human language. Don't tell me you don't understand. Li Chuang pursed her lips and muttered, Mother. In front of so many people, her mother was really too much. She spoke without thinking. She didn't hold back at all and didn't give her any face at all. Although she knew that Hua Chunhua was used to speaking like this in front of the whole family, she still felt uncomfortable. Mother, can you stop talking? You eat such *tea all day and I can't eat anymore. Zhao Xinhui threw her chopsticks away and complained angrily to Hua Chunhua. It's Mother's fault. Mother won't talk about it, okay? Hua Chunhua saw that Zhao Xinhui was about to get angry, so she quickly shut her mouth and said. Zhao Xinhui still snorted unhappily. The food at home is so disgusting. Third brother's food smells so good. Mother, I want to eat third brother's food. Hua Chunhua looked at Zhao Xinhui helplessly. Mother wants to eat it too, but I can't. Your third brother and third sister-in-law are very petty. They won't let us eat it. Zhao Xinhui's expression was cold and she didn't speak. Hua Chunhua quickly continued to coax her. Alright how about this? Mother will buy a caddy of meat tomorrow and let you eat it alone. Only then did Zhao Xinhui's mood improve. Mother, really? Of course it's true. Mother, alright then. Zhao Xinhui seemed to accept reluctantly. The other members of old Zhao's family were not happy. Mother, can we eat even if little sister eats it? Why don't you buy an extra caddy of meat while you're at it? Li Chuang said unwillingly. Just thinking about what Hua Chunhua had done made him angry. How could she do this? Zhao Xinhui didn't say anything when she brought it up and scolded her, but she was the one who brought it up. What are you talking about? Hua Chunhua glared at Li Chuang again. Talk too much. The others didn't say anything, but you did. Your little sister's body is weak and needs to be nourished. What are you guys yelling about? With that, Hua Chunhua continued to glare at Li Chuang and said, if you want to eat meat, you have to wait until Jing gets married. She'll send money over as a gift before we have the money to buy meat. Now that the family is almost emptied, we should save as much as we can. At the mention of Zhao Jing's marriage, Hua Chunhua glanced at Zhao Jing. Didn't you say that young Master Zheng was going to marry Jing? We entertained them with chicken and meat, but now there's not even a trace of them. We probably won't be able to recoup the money we've invested. Hua Chunhua said angrily. She was very displeased and her tone was very harsh and had a hint of sarcasm. After she said that, the expressions of the second branch didn't look too good. Jing Qian didn't mention this at first because he was very anxious. Now that Hua Chunhua had mocked him, he felt even worse. Chapter 10:18. Hua Chunhua snorted. Alright, if he really wanted to marry her, he would have come to our house to talk about it a long time ago. Why would he wait until now? I'm guessing that this marriage is most likely a failure. The reason why Lord Jing hasn't rejected him yet is that he has asked a matchmaker to find a girl from another family. As long as a girl agrees, Jing Qian won't come to Jing. After Hua Chunhua said that, the second branch fell silent. In fact, they had the same guess as Hua Chunhua. If he really wanted to marry her, he would have come to talk about it with the betrothal gifts. But even so, the second branch was still looking forward to it. As long as Jing Qian didn't give them an official reply, it meant that it was possible. Jing Qian was such a good man, and it was hard to find a girl like him. Otherwise, the second branch of the old Zhao family would have asked the matchmaker to find another family for Zhao Xinhui. Mom, it hasn't been decided yet. Jing is a good girl, and she's very pretty. It's rare to find a girl like Jing in the nearby villages, right? Hua Chunhua thought about it. That was true. Not to mention other things, Zhao Jinger's face was really impeccable. It was very beautiful. Let's wait and see. If Lord Jing doesn't come, you'll cry. Hua Chunhua said sarcastically. The second branch sat straight with a touch of blush on their faces, especially Zhao Jing. She lowered her head under the table. She might as well find a hole and bury herself in it. Seeing the second branch's face being slapped, The generous person felt a burst of joy in his heart. Especially Feng Zhangxia. Before, Li Chuang thought that Zhao Jing could get married, so he always showed off in front of her. His daughter was going to marry a good man and live a happy life with him in the future. During that time, Feng Zhangxia was annoyed by Li Chuang, but she didn't know how to scold Li Chuang. Now the reality had changed and she was slapped in the face. How could she not be happy? Ha! Go ahead and show off. This is what happens when you show off. She wanted to see if Li Chuang would still show off in front of her. Feng Zhangxia added insult to injury. Second sister-in-law, what mother said is not unreasonable. You'd better not expect too much. Hurry up and find another husband for Jing. Don't delay it. After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, Li Chuang glared at her angrily, knowing that Feng Zhangxia's words were laced with jealousy. Sister-in-law, this is Jing Er's business. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, second sister-in-law, what are you talking about? I am also Jing Er's aunt. I will definitely worry about Jing Er's marriage. Feng Zhangxia said with a fake smile. Ha, Li Chuang sneered. She was obviously making fun of her family, but she made it sound so nice. But then again, if Yun didn't get involved in Jing Er's marriage, it would probably be successful. Feng Zhangxia said. The reason why she said this was to make the second branch angry and sow discord between the second branch and Zhao Yun. If Li Chuang was stupid enough to cause trouble for Zhao Yun, then there would be a good show to watch. After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, Liang Jinxiao's face darkened even more. Chapter 10:19. After Hua Chunhua said that, the second branch felt even worse. Grandma Zhao Jinger didn't know what to say. She could only lower her head and feel even worse. When Li Chuang saw her daughter's ashamed look, she couldn't help but defend herself. Mother, how can my family's Jing be compared to that girl Yun? That girl Yun is very powerful and is best at seducing men. My family's Jing is a well-behaved girl and can't do such a thing. All right, stop making excuses, Hua Chunhua replied unhappily. Li Chuang wanted to say something, but she didn't know what to say. She was still guilty. It was useless to argue about it now. Mother, I'm going back to my room. Zhao Jinger couldn't stay any longer. She put the bowl and chopsticks on the table, got up and left. Looking at Zhao Jinger's back, she seemed very sad. Li Chuang sighed heavily in her heart. It was normal for her baby daughter to be sad. After all, Hua Chunhua and Feng Zhangxia had said terrible things. Her daughter was a thin-skinned girl. She definitely couldn't bear such words. There was no other way now. She could only ask matchmaker Gao to go to the Zheng family and ask what Zheng Qian meant. She couldn't leave her daughter hanging, could she? If she wanted a reply, she should give it as soon as possible. Her daughter's marriage couldn't be delayed forever. The atmosphere at old Zhao's table suddenly became much more gloomy. Mother, there's going to be a banquet at third younger brother's house tomorrow. Should we go with father? Feng Zhangxia asked. Hua Chunhua replied, Of course your father will go. Why do you ask? Mother, I think the banquet at third younger brother's house must be very good. There will be food and wine. Feng Zhangxia added. Hua Chunhua frowned and said unhappily to Feng Zhangxia, Eldest daughter-in-law, what are you talking about? What are you trying to say? Mom, I just want to say that we can send some money to them as well. Just give them 20 copper coins as a token of appreciation. At that time, the men in our family will be able to enjoy the meal. If you can eat it back for 20 copper coins. Feng Zhangxia looked at Hua Chun as if she was trying to please her. Hua Chun rolled her eyes and said, You have a good idea. Although you can eat it back, you still have to spend money. We don't have that much money for you to spend. Mother, it's not good for me to not be able to eat at our third brother's banquet, right? Mother, it's not like our family spends money every day. This time, we're willing to part with it. Very early on, when Shui hurriedly followed up on Feng Zhangxia's words, the thought of being able to eat meat and drink wine made him drool. Tomorrow, his third brother would hold a banquet and everyone in the courtyard would be eating delicious food. Their family couldn't eat wild vegetables at home like they did now. They lost their appetite after just a glance at them. That's not good either. How about this? When third younger brother's banquet is over tomorrow, there will be a lot of leftover food. I can ask for some of it back at that time. In this way, you can eat delicious food again and don't need to spend dozens of copper coins. Huo Chuanhua's words weren't unreasonable. However, it was easy to say but hard to do. Mother, will third younger brother give us some? Feng Zhangxia frowned and asked. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.